Hi guys, how are you? All good, I hope. Cum está? Bem e você? O que há de novo? Nada? Nada de importância? Obrigado. Tonight is Portuguese night, os português. That's all I got, really. It was too long ago. Report in, Ribeye. Okay, I'm in Discord, and I'm cleaning it up. Checking the mail. Do not feed Ribeye. Oh. Let's see what this is about. Talk amongst yourself. Oh. Spartan Militia sent me a message. Oh dear. That'll have to wait. Because it's music night. Who have we got here? Let's go through it. Who was first? Stan Slam was first? Oh. Yes. Ribeye Rob. He's got assistance now. He's gone power crazy. He's got someone to help him. Yes, it's not mine. It's Elton John's. They've lent it me for the night. Yeah. Top deck there. Hang on. Ribeye, I can't see because I'm in StreamYard. So has Bluebell got a moderator badge on? She got a moderator badge now? I can't. Yeah, Ribeye Rob. So she's all in blue. Bluebell. All in blue, Bluebell. Yeah. Yes. Cheers, mate. I'm cleaning up the Discord while we are here. Right, what are we going to be doing tonight? Oh, actually, there is something we've got to look at. You're not going to like this, Ribeye. I got some bad news for us. Stand by. Oh dear, it's not good. It's not good. Share. Viktor Orban's lost. He's stood down. He's announced his resignation. This is a disaster. The Europeans and the Americans have won. Some foreign interference. Yeah. They have voted now for everything that's wrong, that destroyed our country. Obviously, they want more immigrants. Yeah. It's not going to be good. Yeah. I was reading that they were against him imposing some of Europe's toughest asylum rules and limiting gay rights while offering families generous handouts to reverse falling birth rates. And the Hungarian people voted against that. It does seem, doesn't it, as if Europe has a death wish. It really does have a death wish, doesn't it? Right. So tell me about. Oh, right. I see. Yeah, Bad Wolf is now in blue. Bluebell's in blue. Yeah, that's the Blue Army. Act 2, Brutus. Organizing a revolution, are you? Yeah. I hope you didn't promise them too much, Ribeye. You didn't tell them that they were going to get a good salary and pension rights to do. Yeah. What did you promise them? Best not say. Forward your notes. Yeah. Keep an eye out, guys. We've started to gather enemies, haven't we? There's Vindicator. Yeah. Not good, Vindicator. Not good at all. Not good at all. I just can't believe that they actually went and voted for that. I mean, he offered them something we should do with the white people in our country. tax relief to have more children. Yeah. But no, stop immigration. How could they vote for more immigration? Yeah. Hi, Jim. Remember me? I remember you. I'm sorry you had your channel closed down. Kind of ironic though, isn't it, Jim? I don't peel no onions, mate. Do you remember those messages you sent to me? I haven't forgotten. And that was in the past. I'm sorry your channel was taken down. I hope you managed to get it back up. But kind of ironic, isn't it? You were going to get me thrown off YouTube. And bang, there you go. I'm not going to mention it again. I advise you not to mention it again. I'm not that green little kid you tangled with when I first came on YouTube. Right. That said, let's have a little bit of music.
The tumbleweeds roll past my window, and the desert wind howls at the door. I've been riding this circuit since Memphis, and my spirit is bruised to the core. There's a dust on my boots and my saddle, and the canteen is running on dry.
Okay then, you just didn't know when to drop it, did you? You just didn't know what to drop it. I paid credit. I gave you credit for that. The mistake I made was I didn't leave a link in the description. I didn't know the rules then. You came down on me like a ton of bricks. Yeah. So don't give me, all I had to do was ask, right, I'm going to tell you something now, exactly what you've done, and I'll let the others know what you've done. When I made the mistake, I immediately made that video private, okay? So I could take your content out of it. But instead, you said if I didn't delete it, you would report me for a copyright strike. You made me delete a video which contained a part of my life in which I spoke about time on one of my warships. Now you can either apologize or get out of this room. I don't give a shit. Apologize or get out. And if you get out, you'll never get back in. So don't give me that. All I had to do was ask. You didn't give me a chance to ask. You just shot from the hips. Don't give me that bollocks. I like Oban as well. Sorry you had to see this, guys. This is I'm not in the mood after what I've been through today, and he was one of them. No, it's okay. I got my watch on. Oh, you might be right. Yeah, I don't like to see any channel shut down, even his. Anyhow, let's get back to that music, is it?
But I'm chasing a silhouette yonder, where the emerald cuts through the sky. Oh, I'm trading the spurs for the kitchen, and the stars for a roof overhead. I'm sick of the beans and the campfire, and the hard, lonely ground for a bed. I can see it just over the canyon, like a jewel in the dust home that I know. Stagecoach, don't stop here no longer, and the gold mines have all turned to rust.
Okay, Spinner, I accept that in good grace, and I apologize for shouting at you then. It's not funny to lose your channel. If there's anything at all we can do to assist you, you will. As you said, we were both quite new then, so I apologize for my outburst, and I accept your apology with the grace it was intended. Let's be friends. We're both on the right side. We both want the same thing for our country, and I'm sorry your channel's gone because it did give good content and I enjoyed watching it. Respect.
But there's a light in that valley of shadows that I'd follow through thunder and dust. It ain't about riches or glory or the names in the ledger of old. It's the warmth of a stove in the winter, when the prairie turns bitter and cold. Oh, I'm trading the spurs for the kitchen and the stars for a roof overhead. I'm sick of the beans and the campfire and the hard, lonely ground for a bed. I can see it just over the canyon, like a jewel in the dust and the snow. I'm coming back to the Green Arrow, the only sweet home that I know. I've outrun the law and the weather, I've outlasted the heat of the day, but I'm tired of being the hunter when my heart's half a lifetime away.
It's here.
Just a few more miles through the sagebrush, just a few more miles to go. The Green Arrow, honey, I'm home. The dust settles down on the highway,
Yes.
and the neon starts fading to blue. I've looked for a home in the shadows in every town I I've passed through. But there's a light in the window calling, like a bell ringing steady and free. I finally found where I'm grounded. Yeah, the green arrow's calling to me.
Yeah, guys, I can't believe it. One of the best presidents out there stopped immigration into his country, stopped some of the perversions going on, gave money to encourage Hungarians to have children of their own so they wouldn't need replacements. And this is how they treat him. Absolutely incredible, isn't it? Viktor Orban has conceded defeat. The pro 45%, projected to win 132. Wow. How? Opponents phoned him to congratulate. Voter fraud were launched by both sides. Orban said he'd respect it. Orban, a staunch ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, has drawn widespread criticism across Europe for his support for the invasion of Ukraine. You can bet the global Zionists were pumping money in there like there was no tomorrow. Yeah, so it looks as though the globalists and the arms dealers have taken over Hungary. That is not good. That is not good. Oh well, we move on. Perhaps we'll have someone up to.
Oh, the green arrow points me back home, where the handshakes are honest, and you're never alone. From the rise of the sun till the stars hit the ground, it's the sweetest refrain that my poor heart has found in a world full of lonesome. I'm finally me.
On. Thanks, love. And
the green arrows where I should be. They say that the road is a master that leads you to nowhere at all. But I've built me a bridge over trouble, and I finally stepped over the wall. You can keep all your gold and your silver and your ships out on the deep rolling sea.
oh,
I'll take the peace and the promise, follow the green arrow home just for me. Oh, the green arrow points me back home, where the handshakes are honest, and you're never alone. From the rise of the sun till the stars hit the ground, it's the sweetest refrain that my poor heart has found.
stick around, please, Jim. You're welcome here. What is past is past. It's water under the bridge. We kinsmen and comrades now. So yeah, please stick around, relax. I genuinely am sorry that you've lost your channel. I'm more sorry that we've lost some good content. How you doing?
Hi, Paul. You're right, darling.
I am indeed. I'd like to remind you, though, darling, my wife just came into the kitchen, and for some reason, I felt strangely affectionate to her, and I haven't even been drinking. So I gave her a kiss on the cheek. How weird
Oh,
is that?
that's
After all
sweet
these
for anything.
years.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
That was
Of
beautiful.
course, of course, what I didn't say was I was pretending it was you. I kept my eyes closed, stuff like that.
Paul, you naughty. You naughty old man.
I'm
Oh,
a, I'm a wicked, dirty old man. I'm
yes.
not really. I
No,
play
you're
up for
not.
I play up for the cameras. I do because, as you know, I'm a married man.
It's all entertainment and banter. Don't you worry, Paul. I know the score.
I know you do.
I've been happily with someone for 8 years as well. He's my Paul. I've got a bald Paul too.
Oh, tell us about him, Lily.
Oh, he's lovely. He's a Geordie, so he's actually from Washington in Sunderland.
Ah, right. Chucking
Yeah,
Clemmis at Spuggers. Is it Chucking
yeah.
Clemmis at Spuggers? I can't remember.
No, there's
Uh,
the what are you called? Mackems. That's it. Mackems. They're called. You know, with the
yeah, what's
football crowd, they call them Mackems, and then you got Smoggies, which are people from Middlesbrough.
ah,
Yeah,
yeah. I,
yeah.
I I remember the first time I met a Geordie. I was 15, and I met this guy. I can't do a Geordie accent, and
Neither can
we
I. Neither can I. I try. I can
and
say what I can say a few words. What I say to him when I first met him, I couldn't understand the thing. His family laugh as well. Even now, I said every time he spoke to me, I kept on saying, "Eh, what, eh, what?" Literally for about a year. It took me that long. But he says
oh
things that are really funny, like cake. You know, cake. So it's
yeah,
cake,
yeah.
and a plate is a
Away,
plate.
man.
Yeah, so I can
Away,
say
man.
I can't have a conversation. I can do it in Yorkshire, but I can't do it in Geordie either.
Yeah, where did you meet him?
Well, I've been living in the northeast for about it's got to be about 12, 13 years now, and I met him 8 years ago on the internet, on Tinternet,
On the internet.
on the
Oh,
Tinterweb. And we had a
modern.
date, and that was it. It was like love at first sight, really. I knew he was the one. He knew I was the one, and that was it. Happy ever after.
Wow.
Yes, but
Oh
I
well.
did have to kiss. I did have to kiss a fair few frogs first, though, Paul.
uh,
Till I
oh,
met my
let's.
prince.
Yeah.
Took a while.
Oh, we spoke about this, didn't we? About first love and stuff like that. I think last time. Yeah,
Yeah, a
first
little
love.
bit. We touched on it a little bit, I think. But yeah, I mean,
Uh,
he's the first person who's right for me. I think I've been in one or two bad relationships before I met him, and I think as you get older, it makes you realise you know what you want. I think you have to have a few relationships, maybe bad ones or whatever, to learn like what it is that you actually need and want in a relationship. Because not everybody thinks about that when they're young.
I know. I know.
You know what I mean? So like you have a few bad experiences, and then you think, right, well, I know I don't want someone who's like that, and I know I definitely. Do you know what I mean? So you become a bit more picky.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Have a look what Ribeye wrote there. Are there no single women left in the world? Every woman I
Oh,
ever come.
ribeye! Have I broke your heart, ribeye? I'm sorry, darling.
Well, I keep telling him, Lily, no woman wants to go out with a frog, especially,
I've already
especially
done too many frogs, me.
exactly. Oh, and Ribeye's a real frog.
Is he a real
He's
frog? Oh no.
oh yeah, I've known him since 2006. He doesn't even drink anymore. You haven't even got that going for him. He doesn't
Yeah,
appreciate
my
good
fella
food.
don't drink either, but I do now and again, but not often because I can't. With the illnesses that I've got, I don't know what it is, but I can't handle alcohol anymore. I just can't tolerate it.
You
It's
haven't
the
got social.
hangover.
Oh, and there was no, I'm not going to bother to ask you to join our wife swapping club if you're not healthy.
What the fruit bowl club.
The fruit bowl club, yeah. Well, best we not talk about. Wait a minute.
Hush,
Your
hush.
partner,
We'll keep that one on the down low, Paul.
I think so. Wait a minute though. Your partner's not there now, is he?
Yeah, but he's like lied asleep with his headphones on. He's falling asleep watching some shit on the telly.
I do that to my wife. I pretend that I'm asleep with my headphones on, and then I listen to her on the phone. I think, you what? And
Look,
then
I'll
she
put my
says something to
camera
her
on. I ain't
friend.
got any makeup on, so don't be scared. But look, I'll show you my dog and my fella sat next to me. Hold on.
Oh,
There's my dog.
yeah, that's lovely. Oh
Can you see
God,
him?
Rebecca,
And there's
can you
my
see
and
the
there's
dog?
hold on. I'll turn my light on a bit brighter so you can actually see. There's my Bronson.
Oh,
His name's Bronson.
that's beautiful. That's
Yeah, and
hey.
then there's Paul.
Oh, another Paul. He's
Fast
pretending to
asleep.
be asleep. Yeah,
Fast asleep,
yeah.
not realising that he's on the internet with how many people looking at him? There you go,
Oh
babe.
God, only 71 at this moment in time. But by tomorrow there'll be a couple of thousand views. And you look great without your makeup. In fact, I
Oh,
think you look
thank you,
prettier without
Paul.
your makeup.
I don't ever usually feel it. I've just put my moisturiser on. But
You
I don't
reminded
care.
me.
I think a few years back I would have said no way would I go on the internet without a makeup on, but I don't really give a shit anymore.
Neither do I. But look, now I drop. I done this one day as a joke, right? This is only the second time I've done it. I seen you girls doing it, so this is my wife's. She'll be in here for it. It's been lying here for days. And so I thought, oh, I see the girls putting their makeup on, and I thought I'd do it. I got it in my eye, in my mouth. It tastes horrible. And so I sat there and I done a stream as if I was putting makeup on. Did you see the one where I
I think I saw you doing the moisturiser. It was before I came on, I think. I'm sure you were.
yeah, so I done there was a time when I had man boobs and I had my
Move.
wife's moves. Yeah, I put a wife's bra down here and I pretend and I went pulled my wife's bra out, and and that's when subscribers started to turn up. They wondered what I was going to do next.
Got to give
What
him
are you?
some. You've got to give him some drama, haven't you, Paul?
You missed some drama. There's
Have
some
I? What's
drama
happened?
well, we had a bit of drama in the room earlier, but it's okay. It was almost pistols at dawn, but me and
Oh
Jim are
dear.
okay. We had a virtual handshake. We're brothers. We're bros now. We had it out. Yeah, we went head to head. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then we shook hands and we united again behind Rupert.
Well,
But
that's good. That's very
yeah,
good.
I'm glad he came in and we sorted it out.
Yeah.
Vindicator had problems, as you know. I don't know if you've seen any of the
Yeah, I
videos
saw.
today.
Yeah, I saw something about the trouble he's having as well. It seems like everyone who is for Restore is getting seriously attacked, and it's not good.
Yeah. I just felt sorry for my wife, to be honest, Lily. Yeah, but she's been through it before. Look at this. This is not true. He actually did. Look what I've done for him, Lily. He was complaining that he was overworked, right? So what? He's recruited 2 moderators and now he bosses them around. So I kick Ribeye and now he kicks Paul Badwolf and Bluebell. And he only had Bluebell as moderator because he fancies her. I'm not stupid. He's got no chance.
Oh
I,
dear.
I'll get a photograph of him. You step. Shall I put a tune on while I go get the photograph?
Yeah,
Yeah?
go on. Yeah.
I'll go get a photograph of him now. He on like
Cool.
this.
I'm gonna go to the toilet as well, so I'm staying on, but I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah. Okay, great. I put that on.
In a world full of lonesome, I'm finally me. You know, sometimes you wander so far, you forget what it's like to belong. But then you see that sign.
Piss off. Is that Green Arrow? I mean, is that Ribeye on the bed?
Yeah, that's ribeye.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ribeye. You are a sexy frog.
Oh,
Wow, he
uh,
definitely needs love. We'll have to. I'm pretty good at
yeah.
matchmaking. You know, I've got magical powers when it comes to matchmaking. So I'll get him. I'm going to get him a bird.
He wouldn't know what to do with one. He
Well,
would.
actually, it might be a bird or it might be a frog. We'll see.
But listen, you said you had to kiss a few frogs before you met Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were any of those frogs as bad as ribeye?
No, they were all awful. I couldn't even imagine how awful they look. Ribeye's a really nice looking frog. If I came across Ribeye, I'd be happy even if it was just a one nighter.
Ribeye, up it now. You've had your compliment.
Ribeye looks like he's good. He's going good. Bless him.
Oh, there he goes. Look, he's flexing his muscles now. He was going
Ah.
to delete that. Right, okay. Uh, he's
Is
a
it
good guy.
Ribeye that does all the songs and stuff that you can play?
No, no, that's Bad Wolf, and Bad Wolf
Oh,
is
bad.
also this one. You, this is this is the guy who provides all the music for us. Bad Wolf, absolutely brilliant. He does loads of playlists,
Oh,
and
brilliant. Yeah, I like Bad Wolf. That's really good, all that stuff that he does. That's good because then you don't have to worry about copyright, do you?
exactly. And I've had a few warnings. I just come out
Yeah,
of the
we
NDA.
don't want you to lose your channel. So whatever can be done to make it work, it's
The
fabulous.
problem, the problem is though, is when I have a few rums and that, I just think, oh, too well. And then I start
Yeah.
playing all their songs and then they close me down and then I think, oh, well, I'll do it again.
You know, it's
You know the
annoying. I
possibility.
think about how much fun I used to have. Like during COVID, I was friends with this lady in Australia on Facebook who does lives. Her name's Sins,
Yeah,
and she was a Maori, but grew up mainly in Australia, living
yeah,
in Melbourne. Really nice lady, and she used to go live like sort of near enough every night during COVID because obviously everything was messed up. Her and her partner's business was messed up because of it, and this, that, and the other. And she used to have a drink and just put any old music on. This was before, before the
yeah.
copyright crap. And we used to have such a good night. And I think to myself that the good times that I've had, like in the past sort of 10, 15 years, have mainly been online when we were allowed to play music and have a good old drink with each other. But now it's just so restricted. It's fucking everything. All freedoms just get taken away, don't they? Don't matter what they are. They've got to clamp down on any kind of fun.
I agree. And if Ribeye would come up to the mic, he could tell you, back in the younger Green Arrow days, we had a radio license and we had a pal talk room and we would all gather in there like we are now,
Yeah.
sometimes more, sometimes less. And we'd take it in turns to pick a tune from our past that we remembered from when we were young or a new song. And because
And
we
then
were
all
such a,
listen to it. That's lovely. That. See what I mean? You know what it is? Anything that's unifying, right, is
yeah,
clamped on.
hmm
Anything that creates high vibrations, right? High vibrational energy is clamped down on because we're not allowed to unify. That's the biggest threat to them.
or one of the reasons I believe that they're getting rid of the pubs and driving the pubs and
Oh,
clubs out of business.
They've been doing that for years, Paul. When I think about my hometown in Reading, right, and this is like the 80s and 90s, because I'm 45, so growing up in the 80s and 90s, I remember that pub life was everything. But my family worked hard, but they also played hard too. You know,
Yes, yeah,
that would come from fruit and greengrocer family, and they used to have to be up really early hours of the morning, 3 or 4 days a week. But the rest of it, they spent, socialising and having a great time.
absolutely.
When I think about how pub life was, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are certain things that were wrong about it, like passive smoking and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I grew up in the 80s, so I was basically a child smoker.
Yeah.
Because all my family smoked and people smoked in pubs. But what I meant was that there was so much fun back then, and they've been shutting them pubs in my hometown ever since. I think the earliest when they started doing it was like the mid 90s. They started literally getting rid of all of our pubs, and now there's none there, and it's an absolute shithole. I go back to my own hometown, I don't recognise it anymore.
Oh, all the pubs have gone out of. I live in this place called Blaina, and in my teen years and right up until 20 years ago, they started to go, and there must have been about 9 pubs in a small, tiny village, because of course we had the steelworks and we had the pets, and so there was all going on shift, coming on shift, and so the pubs and the clubs are all closed, and now our rugby club is closed. I was a member there.
Yeah.
That money was just resting in my account, okay? I was just looking after the club funds, okay? Why the club closed is nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And then the working men's club that they built years and years ago, the working
I mean,
men's
all those
institute.
clubs revolved around the working men, didn't they? All of them. So once they got rid of the working men's livelihoods, they could then get rid of that. They just basically tried to dismantle everything bit by bit, slowly, catchy monkey. It's the boiling frog analogy, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And now they've all gone, and I'm really gutted. I've only got that club. I don't know if you saw the video of the landlady doing my rum and water, and I was drinking a rum and black for one of the ladies on here. But that's the only place I've got I can go without. There's a pub 2 miles to the north, and there's another pub 2 miles to the south. So it's driving down or a taxi, and they charge like something like a tenner for a taxi these days. So yeah. And so I can't get up to the
That's going to get more ridiculous, isn't it? Taxi costs because of fuel and that.
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
It's not just taxi; it's everything, isn't it? It revolves around everything.
Yeah, and I feel sorry for. I was talking to one of my granddaughters and about how difficult it is for them to sort of meet. I tell her about the way we would date. I would go to the pub. The ladies would go to the pub. We're in the same area. We'd get to see each other over a period of time. We'd know each other, and eventually you could start dating them because you'd known each other for a while. You'd sit there, you become friends, you judge each other, you date. Now there are no pubs for them to go anywhere. The nightclubs are.
Nightclubs are just geared towards the youth, and when you watch these, I watch a lot of these street guys that film at weekends and that. And I think to myself back to that sort of how different it was in my time when I started going out, which was too young, to the early 90s and all the way through the 90s, really. But it was much more. There was much more unity back then. I don't know what it is, but people were much more. All you wanted to do was go out and dance and maybe be a bit naughty and take a couple of naughty tablets and absolutely just dance your socks off all night long. But now it just seems to be that everyone, like the men want to go out so they can get off their heads on stupid, weird drugs that make them aggressive. And there's a lot more aggression than there ever was back then.
Oh, for sure. Tell me, my wife is obsessed with soul music. She used to go to Northern Soul.
Oh, I love Northern Soul. Have you heard of the Jewelers? The Jewelers?
No, I haven't, but my wife probably would have. I mean,
I absolutely do love that music.
1 second, I got a summit here for you. So get ready. This apparently this is your song.
Oh no, I've had one made for me now. I knew it was coming.
Where is it? Ah.
40 pounds of gear on a 12-hour shift, pulling another the soul out of the drift. I've walked the alleys where the shadows grow tall, answering the radio, answering the call. No glory in the paperwork, no silver in the hand, just a tired lawman making a stand.
But up on the 5th floor, the air is real still, where they trade our safety for a political bill. They've never tasted the copper, the street side rain, but they're signing the checks and then numbing the pain.
They wear the star, but they've forgotten the oath, feeding their pride.
Oh, I can read that, Bad Wolf. Yeah, I thought it might be.
Boots on the pavement are holding the line in the rain, and the wreckage we're doing just fine.
But the suits in the summit behind the closed door,
They're rotten, yeah, they're rotten to the core.
the shield is steady, but the gavel is bent. The heart of the worker is nearly spent. Yeah, it's rotten, rotten to the core.
We're the ones bleeding in the neon light while they're shaking hands at the gala tonight.
They use our courage to buy them a vote, then leave us treading water in a sinking boat.
Who's on the corner?
We are,
Who's facing the fire?
we are,
Who's selling the truth?
they are,
Who's the high-class liar?
they are.
The precinct is honest. The penthouse is cold. The soul of the city is being sold. All the boots on the pavement are holding the line in the rain and the wreckage. We're doing just fine, but the suits in the summit behind the closed door, they're rotten. Yeah, they're rotten to the core.
The shield is steady, but the gavel is bent. The heart of the worker is nearly spent.
Yeah, it's rotten, rotten to the core.
You can keep your title.
And your hollow praise.
Oh, we're the ones living through the desperate days.
Rotten to the core.
Just rotten to the core.
1, 2. Okay.
That's spot on, that.
To like and subscribe, or the wolf is.
Okay, guys, I've lost my camera. I think my mic is still working.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, thanks, Lily. I'm trying to get it back. Then again, you don't.
That's spot on, though, Bad Wolf. That absolutely spot on. I saw his comment where he said that it was inspired by the conversation that we had about me saying that the system, the whole system, all systems are rotten to the core, all of it. Fully corrupted. You there, Paul? I think we've lost Paul, haven't we? I don't know where you've gone. You lost in the ether somewhere. I didn't realise that I can see the comments, or I can see my comment, and then it says comments, and then host the show. Host the show. I don't know what to say, guys. Give me an idea of what we should talk about, what I should talk about. Have we got someone else joined as well? Makeshift. I don't know what. Any? Hold on. Hi, lady. Jay and I.
And with the burst, he was.
There you are, Paul.
Hey, I broke free. I lost my camera, then I lost my mic, and then I thought there's only one thing to do. Take your time, fix it,
I was about to start boring everyone with a load of with talk then.
Oh no, you could never bore us, Lily. I could look at your avatar all night. But you're right, you
I've
do
not,
look
do you know
different with
that
makeup on.
photo? I'm quite lucky. That was only taken like last year, and it's not got a filter on it or anything. That is actually my head. Quite proud of that
It's beautiful.
picture.
Yeah, you look great. You really do. Hang on.
Thank you, Paul.
Someone says that they love me. You do know I'm 77, married.
Makeshift. We
Yeah.
all love Paul. We all
I'm
love you.
Yeah. Makeshift. I'm 77. I'm married, and the girls will tell you I'm no good to you. I've been neutered, so I can bark, but I can't bite.
He's a massive flirt. He loves to look, but he knows he won't touch.
Exactly. Nothing
He's a
wrong with
good
a bit of
man,
flirt.
like my man. I think there must be something in Paul's, because I think all Pauls that I've met, I had an Uncle Paul, and then my fella Paul, have all been good men. Always been good men.
My wife's kind of got used to it now, because if she says you don't care how old they are, you just flirt. It doesn't matter if it's the checkout girl in the supermarket or the receptionist in different places, But it's not kind of flirt. It's just the way you and I talk, isn't it? It's just being
Yeah,
relaxed, and
I'm
and I
like that though. I'm naturally very. I've always been a very naturally flirtatious person. I don't mind attention as long as it's not, too, and as long as it's not rapey. But I love banter, and I don't mind old school banter because I don't find it offensive. What people find offensive today, I find it hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me this. Ribai and I were talking about this the other day. I was telling him I only ever heard my mother swear once, and that was just before she passed away. And a nurse heard her. He was there,
Yeah.
and she went, "You fucking hurt me, you bitch." And that's the only. And she was 90 something, and that's the only time I heard her swear. And the only time I ever heard my father swear, and I was in the Royal Navy, and I was with my second eldest brother, Merchant Navy, and we were in the club, and my father said, "Fuck," and he turned around, he went, "Oh, sorry, boys," and he apologized for swearing. And I
Yeah, I
swear
think that
again.
manners is something that, my granddad taught me when I was a child. Manners don't cost a penny. That was one of his favourite sayings. And he taught that even if you're in the house, which I lived there, I lived with my nan and granddad for quite a bit. He said, even though
Yeah,
you live there, if you want something, you always ask before you take. And
absolutely.
it was always the P's and Q's, wherever you go, don't forget your P's and Q's, which meant please and thank yous, and manners don't cost a penny. And all these things were drummed into you when you were young, but that was only because it was coming from the generation what were taught it as well, so they passed it on. But I don't think that that's very prevalent anymore, and it's such a shame.
I agree, Lily. So what Rabbi decided, or we both decided, if you like, that we didn't really want this room to become an all F and B's and C's and that kind of
Yeah.
language,
Yeah, I'll try to keep my language good. Sorry.
Well, it depends in which context you're using it. I mean, I
Yeah,
just use it in
definitely, yeah.
the context. But when it's every other word, there's no need for it, because we have
No.
got, and we've got older ladies in the room who
Yeah, you're
sometimes
right.
come in, older ladies.
I do forget my manners in the sense of swearing sometimes, and I
Oh no,
forget where I am sometimes and what company I'm in. So even though I'm online, I don't really come on lives often. I try to remember not to swear too
no,
much.
no, I didn't say it in any way to pull you up. I was just talking in general to see what you thought about. Were we right to say that, or we'll try to keep it
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Family
Phil.
friendly, or
Yeah, yeah. I think
we had a
evening time, though, you know, Watershed. After that, I don't think there's. I mean, we're at 10 to 10 now. All little ones should be asleep, and I wouldn't let my little ones watch things like this online late at night because there's adult conversation, and swearing a little bit is normal in adult conversation. But I do get that, obviously, every other word. I don't like that though. When I hear it on other people, when they literally swear every other word, it's like you don't. There's no need for that. It's not. Don't use effing as a full stop.
right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I don't object to it if it's in the conversation thrown in to make a point or something. But
Yeah.
when it's unnecessary, every other word or for effect, and one word I particularly dislike is the C word. I find that really, it's just where I live. That's a real bad word
Yeah,
to
I
use,
get
the
that.
C
I
word.
get that. Yeah, I know a lot of places are, but like I think because I'm a southerner, it was a word that was used a lot in my hometown as a friendly term. People call each other like the C word as a
Yeah,
endearing, as it like as an endearment. Oh, you know, and this that.
yeah.
It was used a lot, and like I said, it wasn't used in the context of not very nice all the time. Most of the time, it's a word of endearment sort of thing.
Well, yeah, yeah. I can see that, but
I know that sounds weird, but yeah, it doesn't always mean
no.
nasty things.
All right.
But
Or
I've got to say one thing though. Every single rotten to the core piece of piece of S at the top, they are definitely CUNT.
oh, I'm not going to
There's
argue with
bloody
you there.
lot of them.
Uh, Kim's saying she's been doing her dumbbell exercises. Has she missed anything? Lily, has Kim missed anything?
Nah, not really. We thought we lost Paul from it. We thought we got abducted, but
I
we
was
thought
being
the
anally.
aliens had captured.
Yeah, they were anally probing me. Aliens always have to anally probe you. It's in their job description.
It's
Yeah,
their
pick
thing,
up.
isn't it? It's their thing. All
Right.
they want is cows and anuses.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Always go for them stuff. Oh, anyway. I had a great
Crop
photograph
circles,
of.
cows and bumholes.
Oh, yeah. I suppose there's some men in the men in the community who wouldn't mind being anally probed, I suppose. Oh, look, you haven't seen this, have you? Hold on. I bet you haven't seen this. Stand by.
Is it?
No, how will I do it? No, there, there. Oh, oh yeah, I put it there. 1 second. I'm going to do that. Hang on.
Oh, is a picture of you? Hold it up a little bit higher. Can't
Hang
see
on.
it very
Oh,
well.
I got to come back.
That's it. That's it.
That's me in the Royal Navy on the left.
I thought I
I'm
was going to
with.
say. I thought it was you on the left. Wow, look how strapping, fit young man, Paul.
Yeah, the guy I'm sat with, his name is Bob Simmons.
Yeah.
30 years later, I walked into a bar in the city of London. Well, it was a club, the Arbitrager for members. It was a members club for the stockbrokers and people like that. And I walked in, and I have to say, he went, fucking hell, Taff Morris. And we hadn't
Oh
seen each
wow.
other since that photo. And we both wound up working in the city of London. He was with Lehman's and I was with JP Morgan.
And
Long
how
time
many
ago.
years was that before you hadn't seen each other?
30 odd years. I got it
Wow,
here.
that must have been crazy. I bet you didn't want to go after you bumped into him, like
We
chatting.
had we had a good drink and we stayed in touch whilst I was working in London and we just apart. It says on the back, what does it say? Unit photo, Crown copyright, negative held, Hong Kong, BFPO1. It was a recruitment photograph. They put us on some posters to try and get people
Oh,
to join the
good.
Navy. Nobody ever
I got a picture of my nan and granddad when they got married, and my granddad had his navy outfit on when they got married. So what I'll do is I'll find it out, and because I've got a print of it, and I'll find it out, and I'll when I come on live again, I'll show you my granddad, Len. His name was Leonard Turner. You probably weren't. You wouldn't have both been in there at the same time, because he was there in the Second World War.
No, there were
And,
a lot of. There were a lot of when I joined up in 1964. There were a lot of sailors still in who'd served in the Second World War. They were sort of getting on. My first captain was Godfrey Place, Victoria Cross, and he was one of the guys who sank the Tirpitz in that fjord. Yeah, so
my
that was my
granddad,
first.
I think he was only in the Navy because he had to be. I think he didn't have a choice. He had to sign up to one or the other. He chose the Navy, and he became, because he was quite good with mechanical stuff, and he chose to be in the Merchant Navy. And then I think once the Second World War was over, he was just a reserve. You know, he left, but he said he would come back if needed for whatever reason. But he never went back, so he just ended up becoming a fruit and greengrocer, following in his dad's footsteps. And in the dining area of our kitchen, my nan and granddad's kitchen, he had a massive, great picture of his dad and his dad's two massive Shire horses and their cart. I absolutely loved that picture. Yeah, it was a beautiful picture.
The thing is with sailors, be they merchant or Royal Navy, they never really grow up, do they?
No, my granddad always still loved going out. He loved his muckers, he loved his drink. He ended up dying, my granddad, in 1997 of pancreatic cancer, which was probably linked to his love of rum and his friends. He loved being social and he loved to drink. And do you know what? He didn't care. He just lived his life how he wanted to live it, and he was happy. At his funeral, he had Frank Sinatra's "My Way" played. That's what he chose.
A lot of people have that, don't they?
Yeah, it's very popular. But I'd never really understood the words or listened to it very properly and very well until he died, and then I learnt the words thoroughly before his funeral. I was sitting there crying for a week leading up to his funeral, singing the words.
There's me in Hong Kong, Lily.
Ooh, now look at you there.
Yeah.
So I didn't know you were a natural redhead then, Paul.
Natural slaphead.
That's a strawberry blonde. Beautiful colour, that.
My hair was blonde for a long time, then it went that colour, and then it just decided to vanish. That was in 1971 in Kowloon, I think. Yeah, Kowloon. It's on the island of Hong Kong, and Kowloon was over on the new territories then, and yeah. Well, it was a wonderful time.
I love what you're wearing. So 70s. That's all in fashion again now, Paul. They're all wearing it. Have you seen some lads walking around literally look like they're out of bloody Cagney and Lacey or something?
Well, let me get it's been an habit all my life. Even when I was in the city, I used to wear a three-piece suit just for the waistcoat. So
it's lovely that.
I'd be tooled up.
Proper leather, isn't it?
Yeah, and so I got my black
one.
one.
Oh, that's a nice one as well, Paul. That's lovely.
Yeah, and it's handy. I can keep my vape in there and
other things. Pockets. Plenty of pockets. Do you know what? That's one thing when you're getting older that you appreciate. Pockets.
Your pockets, yeah. I don't have to worry about carrying money, do I?
No.
My wife.
To be a man, join the Navy to feel a man. I like that one.
Yeah, good old days. Yeah.
Yeah, my granddad used to tell some funny. I'll tell you what, he loved to tell tales, tall tales, and see who'd believe him. He used to sit and tell me when I was only little. He'd be sitting there watching John Wayne film. I'd sit there and watch it with him. I used to cry when really sweet old men would get killed. I'd be like, why did he have to get really upset? And anyway, my granddad would tell me these tall tales to make me feel better about the fact that the cowboys were getting shot by the Indians. And he'd say, it doesn't matter, because you know what? I've worked with John Wayne before. and we're good. We get in all of them. Don't worry about that. And I was like, what? So no more old men will get killed because you're going to go work with John Wayne and kill all the baddies? And he was like, yeah. Tell me all these cool tales about him and John Wayne working together. For God's sake.
He sounds a character.
He was a character. He really was, one in a million. My granddad.
I know
He was
this
one of them.
this might sound silly to you, Lily, but like I'm 77, so you say, oh, and I've done things, you know, military service. I've done so much stuff, but I always think that my father's generation, when I was a young man going in the club, I was in the Navy, come home on leave, and I would be drinking with my father and his friends. Most of them had served in the Second World War. And I just felt that they were more manly than my generation.
Yeah.
They just seemed to have they just seem to be different. But it might have been the fact that they'd seen combat, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
They were all ex-soldiers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember, because obviously back then I wasn't interested in art. I wish so much that I'd have asked my granddad and my nan more about their lives, because now at my age I'm super interested in it all. But I wasn't, obviously back then. I was just, all I wanted to do was be with my friends, go out, party, whatever. And I mean, obviously I was super close with my nan and granddad still, even though I lost both of them in between 96 and 97. They both died really close to each other.
Yeah.
But they were like parents to me growing up. So they were a big influence in my life. So it was kind of like losing my mum and dad at 15. Do you know what I mean? It was tough. But I wish now that I'd have asked them so much more and that I had more information about things, because I knew my nan was from Cumbria and that she grew up in Cumbria. And I knew that my granddad was from London. But they both lived in Reading. Like, when they met, obviously, before the war. My nan was in the Wrens as well, I knew that. And she did tell me a lot of stuff that they used to do at home, obviously, while the men were at war.
Yeah.
But I wish I knew more.
I think Abs is in here. I'll put an invite out and we'll invite him up. But there's one thing, Lily, I've got to tell you this. I've got a funeral tomorrow of Ribai. I don't know if I told you that my friend, one of my closest friends, his sister died. She was young. She was a really pretty woman, young girl, pretty woman, and she's died early, and her funeral's tomorrow. And a couple of years ago, a dear friend, who I knew through college and stuff like that, she died. And I remember the last time I seen her, she was crossing the road, and I went, something about, there she is. I said, how you doing, old girl? And she said, bless the old Paul. And we had a very similar relationship to yours and mine, Lily. We were very flirtatious with each other. And my wife had learned to accept that, because her name was Caroline. We'd been through a lot together back when I was 33. And she really helped me out. And we were always close. And then that was the last time I saw her. And I thought, why didn't I tell her how important she had been in my life? And now people are worried about me, because every person I bump into I haven't seen for a while, I shake their hands and they say, you know, I always liked you. And I've appreciated seeing you in the pub. And I tell everyone that shit now. I tell them just in case, because I remember what happened to Caroline and what happens tomorrow when we bury Ellen. You know?
Sorry for your loss, Paul. Yeah, I know. I've lost a lot. I've lost a lot of people. Like, I lost my brother when I was only 21 and he was 20, and that was absolutely awful. That was my first big loss that affected me badly. And then I lost my best friend only 8-9 years ago. She died in my house. Then I lost my dad a couple of years ago. I was in hospital with him, and when he took his last breath. And you know what I mean? And then now I've got my mum who's not very well. She's got lung cancer. We don't know whether the radiotherapy has worked or not yet. So we're going to wait, and she's going to have scans soon. So we'll find out not very far away how that's worked and what's going on. And she's also got a brain aneurysm. So I have all these worries, and but I've lost a lot, and but I'm closest to my mum out of everyone, so I'm absolutely dreading losing my mum, and it's something that's on my mind all the time, obviously with her not being very well.
There was a
So
one point
I know.
my mother wanted me to finish her off, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
When she knew.
my mum's asked me about this too, and I've been like, Mum, look, there's literally no way. I don't want to see you suffer, but there's new laws now anyway. But you know,
Yeah,
not that
you
I
have to
agree. Not
see.
that I agree with those laws myself. I'm not a Christian. I'm a Gnostic.
Yeah,
If you know,
I
if you know
remember
what
you
that is.
saying.
Yeah.
Here's your
So.
friend coming in. I've got competition now. I've got competition. Coming in, big fella. There he is.
And the
Oh,
Servacrunchers.
Sabata, yay! Hi, sweetheart. I commented on one of your videos the other day, and you said something about watch the next video to see my appreciation or something. I did watch it. Your video after that.
Because I have been slacking a little bit, I must admit, but I've just basically put out a video saying I appreciate all the people that have come over from Vindicator's channel and, of course, Green Arrow's channel. So
yeah, we all
that
came
was-
over. It's great how everybody's sending each other to each other's channels. That's really, really what everyone needs to do now to unite all us restorers together.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. There'll be some people who will be like, what's your... I mean, I've got one on there right now that's saying, what's your agenda to take back the country? And how am I going to do that? Well, I prefer to do it through peaceful means, but hey-ho. We'll see what we'll see what the future holds, but obviously I think we would all prefer it if it was done with a tick next to that lovely party called Restore Britain, putting the thing in the ballot box and then saying, "Toodaloo."
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is the real world. So, as much as I would like to say it is definitely for sure we're going to get them in, we all know how crooked and corrupt this government and the system is.
Predicted. You said the same thing as well, Abatha, and it's just that at the moment, because of the brainwashing and how clearly it's worked through reform. We've got to get. They're going to have to give their shot, aren't they? And Restore are going to be the opposition, and then we'll get our chance because reform won't deliver, just like establishment has never delivered. So once they've proven that they will not deliver, that's when Restore will step in because they will be the best opposition to reform.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have to accept the fact that Restore, as much as I hate to say it, Restore Britain are probably not going to get into
not this time, but hopefully next time.
Like if a general election were to come round the corner, I guarantee you they would be lucky if they see one seat. Quite frankly, despite the fact that they have grown so significantly over these last 7 weeks and what have you.
Yeah,
it is going to be.
It's not all about membership, is it, Abatha? It's about party. Well, it's about logistics within. And that takes time to build up, like it did with Advance. But Restore have got to do all that work still, and it hasn't. It's only just come off the ground. So, like I said, it's going to be reform, unfortunately, because I hate them. Yeah. But it just gives them the chance then to prove that they're an absolute bunch of wasters, just like the rest of them always have been. So, let them show them for what they are.
We know the Reformians won't deliver. Let's face it, more money than sense and leaders that are about as charismatic as a damp sponge. So the way I look at it is we're going to end up seeing Nigel Al-Faraji get more seats, perhaps even get into power. I hope not. I hope in 3 years it'll be Restore Britain, but I have
Zia Youssef worries me. I see him a bit of a Trojan horse, don't you?
Oh,
I think he talks shit. I think he's a liar.
Yeah, I would definitely say he's a liar. Trojan horse is a stretch because that would imply that they have basically masked themselves up as this party that's going to be for us, like here the traitor.
No, I mean, I think what I mean more so is him personally, not what anyone else in the party knows of him. I see him a little bit of a Trojan horse when it comes to Islamist takeover, and I'm talking about him not not sharing any of that with them. Him saying all the right things on the TV and on GB News and everywhere else, but really he's got a secret agenda. That's what I mean about him being a Trojan horse.
I mean, it's no secret at this point that he has got a metric ton of candidates that, and I don't know why I nearly said charisma. He's got a lot of candidates, though, that some of them, most of them, I would probably say, don't even originate from this country. A lot of them originate from other countries. And people will remember what Farage said about, we will make sure that foreign nationals will never be able to vote. Oh, but we'll happily stand them in so that you idiots can basically vote them in and basically vote for your own demise. The turkey's celebrating Christmas.
Yeah, KFC dickhead chickens voting for it. KFC idiot. Yeah. It's just atrocious, isn't it? And what it is it shows you how psychology and politics work so well. People can be so easily brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That we should know all too well from the British brainwashing and bashing corporation.
Yeah, as Dan Wootton calls them.
Yeah.
Britain bashing. It really is, though. They're just... Oh, it's just all one-sided lefty bullshit, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. In fact, I'd go as far as to say as it's institutionalized racism, quite frankly. Think about it. They're always sitting there praising all of these people who...
And demonising white people. So we're what? We're the demons then because of our past, because of our ancestors? I don't fucking think so.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they'll happily big up these people, and even if they weren't directly like discriminating against us, they would effectively engage in positive discrimination for these people. Say they can do no wrong, best thing since sliced bread. Well, that isn't what the holes in my bread say when I spread my butter, you prick. But anyway, the fact of the matter is we've got people who think that we want to be replaced. No, we don't want to be replaced. This was a predominantly white country. None of us are sitting here saying, oh, white race is supreme or what have you. No one's sitting here saying that. But what we are saying is we don't want to see our blood and our heritage and our lineage and our society to be disintegrated because they want to implement people from the third world.
Exactly. It's when I'll tell you what, I wasn't awake. I'll tell you when I woke up. I was on holiday a couple of years ago, in a caravan holiday, not far from where I live, just close by because I can't get my dog too far in a car because he suffers from anxiety real bad. So we take him on little caravan holidays by the coast where we live, and we love it. But anyway, we had the telly on, and it was literally just when Labour had got in. And stupidly, because I wasn't awake at that point, I was like, oh my God, I hope Labour maybe make a difference and aren't as bad as the Tories. And then when I heard the news, when he was stood there calling everyone far-right thugs for wanting to protect our borders and wanting to protect our country and our children from this evil, disgusting man that did that thing to the girls in Southport, right? And I thought, and I was absolutely livid. I was sitting on the chair and I was seething. I was like, what's he on about? I feel this way. I'm angry about this. Why the hell am I a far-right thug? Hold on a minute. My granddad was in the Second World War. He fought far-right people. So why would he be far-right in my views? I couldn't believe it. I was just I was angry and livid. And I thought
it's just a
then that was it. And then I declared at that moment that I wasn't going to ever have any more opinions on politics until I knew a lot more about it. And I've spent the past 2 years looking at geopolitics, but mainly obviously our own politics because I'm English and I want my country sorted out because it's a fucking, excuse my language again, it's an effing mess.
Don't worry about that.
And I really am angry about it because my granddad literally is turning in his grave because of it. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to learn. And I did. And that's all I've done past 2 years is educate myself. And I think everyone should before
think
they
I
have
just
an
saw him.
actual opinion. Before anyone has an opinion on politics, they need to literally educate themselves.
I think I just saw him doing the high jump just now. Like he must be livid. And yeah, the way I look at it is Farage basically referring to us as far right, I use in air quotes,
and him as well. He's just as
is
bad.
just disgraceful. Why
Yeah.
the hell is a man like that who can clearly see we're not trying to destroy places, we're not trying to incite violence, we want our girls and our boys protected from predominantly foreign invaders from third world, bluntly speaking, shitholes
That don't
have
share
no
our
respect
culture.
for our societies and would rather practice their Islamic dominance.
They don't share our values, do they, Abatha? They
No.
don't share our culture. They don't share our values. They've got complete, and this is what annoys me about the lefties. They've got this weird dream state idea that these people are coming from these wonderful societies that are just like ours, and they don't even understand the history of our society and how we've built up the world. Because yes, there's been a lot of bad done, but mostly very good things from the British Empire. So, you know, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's where we are. And blaming people from the past and saying that we should suffer because of it is absolutely not happening over my dead body.
And on top of that, they're also wanting reparations for what I can only describe as a lot of the benefits that we've given some of these countries. We didn't just go in, invade, and then turn their places into slums and ghettos and what have you. We actually created infrastructure. We created stability. Hell, India is still using our legal system to this day.
I was trying to have this argument with someone the other day, and I was like, do you not realise that all we were doing was giving them civility and helping them to live better lives? That's all we were doing. And yes, there may have been some people involved that were not very nice and nefarious, but that's life. There's good, there's bad. Accept it, deal with it. Don't think that everything in the world is smelling of roses and looking fabulous, because it isn't.
Yeah, if I wanted to smell the roses, I'd go and find some expensive cologne and start sniffing it, I swear to God. Like, they need to understand that we're not thugs, we're not barbarians, we're not trying to do anything. We just want our government to enact the wishes of the people and to protect us from those who would threaten us. And what we've seen over the last 30 to 40 years, whether it's through Windrush, whether it's through the Kalergi plan or whatever it is, they have imported people who absolutely hate us. And because of that, we end up in a spot where our people are being eradicated and outbred by the Islamic extremists. But we're supposed to sit here, despite the fact that there are statistics and figures showing that, for example, the Afghanis that come over here are 20 times more likely to commit a crime of a sexual nature than a British national. We're supposed to sit here and say, oh, we're more at risk from the far right. Well, ironically, and devil's advocate here, Islam is technically far right, as they are the sort of people who have this kind of tiered system where women are treated as second-class citizens. Gays get a free first-class ticket off the top of a high-story building. I think you know what I mean. And effectively, they
useful idiots. There's so many useful idiots. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they're preaching their Islamic supremacy. But of course, the mainstream media won't tell you this. Yeah. Because it doesn't suit the narrative.
They're not paid to say that. They're paid to parrot the shit from from Labour. Just stick up for everything that Labour want, everything that government want. We have to do what they say, and that's it. Of course, they're not going to listen to the people. It literally has been orchestrated to be that it's us against them. That's what they've done. They've orchestrated that, not us. Yeah, not we the people. We haven't broke the social contract. They have. So now it's down to us to either well, I don't want to talk about what has to happen, but you know, Abatha, you know history, you know what's going to happen very soon. And I think
Yeah.
it's going to start with Ireland, to be honest.
Oh, it is going to start with Ireland, 100%, because
Yeah.
they're not willing to take the shit that we've been taking for the
No.
last, like, 20, 30 years.
They will
Because we
start
still
and
got to
we'll follow their
remember,
lead.
yeah, we still got to remember that what's happened in Ireland with the IRA and what have you, that is effectively still fresh in their mind. Whereas a lot of the most egregious things that happened to us are way back, like way back yonder, and it will not be in the minds of everyone because we've got schools that sometimes will not teach us these things and show us what's been going on with this, or how these schools now start trying to preach more about Islam, or how they try to get us into these irrelevant fucking lessons about, oh, you can be a boy but turn into a girl, or vice versa, and then call yourself a woman. Like,
it's a joke. When I was a teenager, like about, I think it was about 12 or 13, I had really long, thick, curly hair, blonde curly hair, and my granddad loved it, right? I cut it off and made myself look like one of the boys from Take That. I think it was Mark Owen. I literally looked like a boy. I went home and my granddad would not talk to me. He just looked at me in the pub and then turned around away from me as if to say, I don't know who that is. That ain't my fucking granddaughter, that. Anyway, I if they'd have got older than me, people that are like that now, they would have turned. I could have ended up not being a mother, right? Just because they thought that I would have needed hormones because I went through a funny little phase where I cut my hair. Bloody hell!
Oh, there's no doubting you're a girl, really. Look,
thank you, Paul.
Hey, just talk to Mike in the comments there, Mike Porkchop. He's telling Davey we've got no restore ready in Wales. So I happen to know, talking to a few activists down there, Mike, that you guys are going to be supporting reform, Nigel Farage's Reform Party, just to get Labour out, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's, and then on the next election, you're going to go for, when there's a Restore candidate, you'll then move over to Restore. So that's why the Wales guys are going to go for
I understand
Reform.
the tactics of that. I do get that.
It's like what I've sometimes said in my other videos. I have said that I will only ever vote Reform as, to use my exact words, as the nuclear option. Like, it is the absolute last resort. If I had a choice, I would instantly put my vote for Restore. But if they've got zero chance of winning, and I mean no chance of winning, and it is between the Reformians and the Nonce Party, I mean Labour Party, or maybe I was right first time, I will easily put my vote for Reform, the lesser of two evils at the end of the day. That's the way I look at it.
I do get the tactical voting thing. I mean, I didn't get it at first. I looked into it. As I said, I've educated myself on politics, but I do understand it, whereas a lot of people don't. And if you don't, then you need to educate yourself. So I don't know. I do have to tell people quite often, because people are like, well, I'll do this and I'll do it. And I'm like, well, you do understand what tactical voting is, don't you?
The left have been doing it all their fucking lives.
Yes, definitely.
Look. Like, we have. That's, and I know Angles just pointed out, no reform, please. Trust me, none of us here want the Reformians in power.
No, definitely not.
You have to understand that if there is no other alternative, who are you going to pick? Like, I'm not sitting here trying to parrot the narrative of the Reformians, where it's like, oh, you'll split the vote if you don't vote for Reform, and we'll get Labour for another 4 or 5 years. Is that what you want? It's like, no, we don't want that. But realistically, if, as I said just a minute ago, if there is absolutely no chance whatsoever that Restore Britain are getting into power, then trying to vote for them is going to be completely pointless. However, if there is a fighting chance, would I vote Restore? Absolutely. That's where I'm getting at. If we can't get them in, then we have to go for the lesser two evils, pure and simple.
Yeah.
When you
I
say
mean,
the less,
Nigel is establishment and reformer established. The whole thing is establishment 2.0. It's just Tories, you know, in a different colour, in a lighter shade of blue.
Yeah.
But you know, like
Kind
you
of
said, like you said, it's the lesser of two evils. So you have to be tactical at the moment.
fucking moving. Part of what is moving, and I'll just put some of this. No. I'll go get some juice. I'll be back in a bit.
oh God,
Oh
I
God,
love
he
to
is
talk.
funny. He does make me laugh.
I know. It was so nice. I didn't have to think, talk. I mean, when you've read the book 10 times, you can just let others read it. It's like preaching to the choir, Lily. I was there going, yeah, 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 yeah.
I really should be ashamed of myself.
No, you're good. When you were
No,
talking
I
about
know.
You're all good, Ab.
Abatha, have you seen the film Master and Commander with Russell Crowe? Master and Commander. He's the sea captain, Napoleonic
Oh,
times, and
I think I saw something about this. I haven't watched the film, but I know I saw something about Russell Crowe because there was like
What's the film called
a
again?
poll. Master and Commander.
Commander. Yeah,
Is
Master
it
and
new,
Commander.
Paul?
No, it's quite old. It's if
Who's
you're
it
into
got in
sea,
it?
Russell Crowe, and he
You
plays a
know an
brilliant
old
part.
film called what's it called? Oh my God, my memory.
Master and Commander, the film I'm trying
Master
to
and
talk about.
Commander with Russell Crowe. Do you remember that film? You've not seen it? Oh, that's
Now
weird.
then,
Usually you've seen all the films.
at the
Everyone
Brooklyn
I
Sun.
know is well, there's a joke in there. You turned around, Abatha, and said the lesser of two evils, and there's a joke where Russell Crowe and his first lieutenant are sat at the table. Do you know what a weevil is?
A weevil's one
Oh,
of them things that gets in wood and it like a termite.
In bread at sea,
That's it.
it gets into the biscuits. Okay, it's in every the old warships. So you have your biscuits, and you see him tap them on the table to tap the weevils out, and he says to the officer, "There's two weevils on the table," and he says, "Which one would you eat?" And the guy picks up the big one. He said, "I eat this one." And he said, "Wrong. You should also always eat the lesser of the two weevils." Now that's a clever joke. It involves thinking. Avatar, catch up. It's the lesser of two weevils. So now you know. Watch Russell, watch Russell Crowe in Master and Commander. It's a bloody good film, even for a
Actually,
lady to
now
watch.
you've said
Really.
it, Paul, I've been looking at, storage, food storage and how to keep it airtight and
Yeah.
keep the weevils out, basically.
I
Well,
will just bring something up that has also been mentioned because Mel Squash brought this up. I went to the Brook Hotel for one of the protests at one point. I can't remember when it was off the top of my head, but I do remember that I did make a speech up there. He's quite right to bring this up because what happened up at those protests at the Brook Hotel, the police obviously were trying to do their usual underhanded two-tier policing tactics of trying to split us up and try to do some other nonsense with us, but we weren't moving from that Brook Hotel. It was part of those migrant hotel protests, if I recall correctly. So
mm-hmm.
It is worth knowing that these people, we obviously know they're being held at our expense, but we have got to keep shining a light on that kind of thing as well. And that was kind of why I was like, I really want to basically put myself out there more than anything. And I haven't done many speeches at the end of the day, but I do think that at some point it's going to be important, especially if perish the thought on the off chance maybe I become someone a bit more important in Rupert Lowe. I don't know if it'll happen, but if it does, and we're going to need a
Paul,
Norwich
Ab,
candidate.
I've got to pop off a minute because I've got to go talk to my daughter. But if you're still on in a minute, I'll come back in. All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
absolutely, not a problem, Lily.
All right.
We'll be
See
fine.
you soon. See you soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
My break.
well,
Hang on. Matt EXE has stopped working. Like the way I
I
look
like,
at it is, I have to do these kinds of speeches because I need to practice those skills, because I haven't really been one of those sorts of people who's like, yeah, I'm going to go out there, socialize, I'm going to put a good message out there for everyone to get behind. The way I see it, we've got to get
yeah,
that practice in, because we are all part of this fight. Every single one of us. It may not be me on that next stage. It may be one of you lot, or that
mm,
lot. So
that
it
lot's
is.
clever.
It's important that we practice this, because even if it's just in the mirror, because
Yeah,
I've occasionally done this myself. It sounds stupid, it looks stupid, but I assure you it actually helps you out in when you want to project your voice and to practice for events like this, where we need people who have got that experience of presentation,
yeah.
I guess, more than anything. Because
I,
it, yeah, go on.
yeah, sorry. No, but we agreed we do that when you want to come in. Yeah, I'm glad you're using it. Yeah, what you were saying. This is why I like to encourage people to come up on and chat and express their feelings, Abatha. So they get used to speaking to strangers, if you like, in public. Yeah, and sadly, not enough of them do come up to the mic. And unless they practice, they'll find it tougher when they have to. No, it's good you practice your speeches.
It is
So,
important, and even if it's just like, if you do it in like a company, like if you're presenting to like clients or what have you, that experience can also be used in jobs as well, just to be clear more than anything. But
yeah.
I'll draw away from that subject, because the one thing I really did want to talk about that I forgot to mention, which was basically Danny Tomo's video, where he was trying to say, oh, it was our absolute duty to be down in London, rather, be good spick I Ingles Ayar.
Yes.
Anyway, so he put that little video out, and I must admit, when I first saw it, I was like, you can't be seriously demanding our presence. Like, who the hell is Danny Tomo to sit there and preach and be like, you must attend, and if you don't,
I
you
agree.
must be shamed? Like,
Yeah.
that attitude he did is not going to bring people to the cause. It's going to drive them away. It is going to make people not want to come. And I've actually put a fucking tweet out there myself on X, on my phone, basically saying, you know what? No, Danny, you don't get to make demands of people like me, and that if I wasn't going before, I'm definitely not going now, quite frankly, because it is
Yeah.
all about having the standards to be like, no, I'm going to be in control of my own movement. I'm going to be control of my actions. I'm not going to let some grifting criminal piece of shit, bluntly speaking, tell me
Yeah.
what is and is not my duty. That's not for that prick to decide.
Yeah. Right. Ah.
Because that's the way I see it. I had hoped I would avoid this individual again, but
So, stand by. Right. I'm just going to go here and here, and we're going to.
Unfortunately, it seems that wherever us
yeah.
ethno-nats go, this man is sure to follow, being as much of an insufferable bastard as he can possibly be. He seems to think we need a hero.
I got to play
think a
that
lot of us
again.
would have to say
I
otherwise.
got to play that again.
I had hoped I would avoid this individual again, but
Unfortunately, it seems that wherever us ethno-nats go, this man is sure to follow, being as much of an insufferable bastard as he can possibly be. He seems to think we need a hero. I think a lot of us would have to say otherwise. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. So, I have been nosing around YouTube and what have you, and I must say I did I did catch a glimpse of one of Paul Thorpe's videos, which was stating,
Now, I'll stop it there, Abs, right?
Yeah, there's something I do need to bring up
Let me
on that video.
in a
Oh,
moment, but
um,
it was right after you said bastard is when I clicked liked and subscribed.
fair enough. Fair enough. I mean,
Yeah,
each their own.
yeah,
But as far as that video is concerned, there was one point that I had to correct myself, and I did make an apology on it to Paul Thorpe, as much
yeah,
as it pained me to do so, quite frankly. But the thing I've always said is that I am more than willing to admit my mistakes if I make a mistake in that particular case. And what happened was there was screenshots which Mr. Thorpe had himself also posted to me, and he said this. Well, it basically shows that Simon sent this to Paul Thorpe, and it said that he was a
yes,
legitimate target. It said nothing about legitimate target for criticism. So I did make an apology on that, and apparently he's accepted it. Not that I need his acceptance, to be honest, but I will happily admit when I make a mistake, and I will rectify problems, because when I say I'll do something, I do it, generally speaking.
yeah. No, I thought you come across well in that, and so I watched a couple of your other ones, and I thought, yeah, I like the cut of this man's jib. Yeah, it's good, entertaining. If you're not subscribed, guys, I'll leave a link in the description, and you can go over and watch some of Abathar's videos. They're well worth watching. Informative also. Not just, you've done it with a degree of humor in them, I would say, Abathar. You've got a unique style, shall we say, which is welcome.
Sad thing is, I don't really have like a plan to do these videos. It's kind of I have no script. I didn't think about how am I going to do these videos as I do them. I didn't have like a set. I don't know how to describe it. Like stages, I guess, to how I would engage in these videos more than anything. It was more a matter of I need to put this out, and as I've said as one of my catchphrases again, I'm not going to sugarcoat a motherfucking thing. I'm not going to mince my words. I'm going to say it exactly how it is, and I'll do my best not to bullshit you.
Yeah, yeah. There was something there, you made me lose the train of it, and it was quite important about your content. No, it's gone. I've got the brain of a goldfish, 3 memories, it's out here. Talk and I'll
Welcome to my
think.
world.
But there was something you said. If you could keep our audience occupied, Abathar, I'll think about what it was I wanted to say. You said something.
Anyway, so obviously I've made my apology to Paul. But here's the thing. I do think Vindicator made a good point as far as we need to rebuttal or counter the argument, not the person. Like, I could easily sit here
Right.
and, using Green Arrow as an example, I could just sling a load of insults at him, but what do I accomplish at the end of the day? Nothing.
But nothing.
In fact, I make
No.
an enemy at the end of the day, and probably a very, very bad enemy at that.
It would be indeed.
But that's beside the point. The point is, if you go over. Let me start again. If you go out of your way to attack someone rather than attack the argument, you don't prove their argument wrong. You just prove that effectively you don't have anything to come back at them with. You've got to remember the argument is far more important than the person. Never make it personal. Unless
Agreed.
they make it personal, then you're kind of forced to at that point. Like, obviously Vindicator's been forced into a lot of personal shit because of his one stalker, but that's another story.
Yeah.
With Paul,
Yeah.
I want to focus more than anything on why his points are bad, why his argument doesn't stand up to scrutiny, and why we should be looking into this and thinking, well, hang on a minute, there's inconsistencies in your argument, or you've criticized, what is it? I've lost my train of thought now. You basically
Blame me.
contradicted. That was the word. Words are hard. But you've contradicted yourself in your argument, and if you do that, you can easily tell people, well, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. This guy is clearly not telling us the whole story, or is at least lying in certain places. And you can basically show his audience and your own, you know what you're talking about, whilst their arguments have just been dismantled.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
Not personal when it's necessary. Exactly, Ribeye.
Yeah. A fellow veteran's just come in, but you won't know her, Lippy. I put it there, hello all, LOGA. Lippy, Ribeye, and myself go way back to the early days. Right? Must have been 2007. Lippy came on the scene. Super patriot, beautiful woman. Oh, lovely bum on her, Abatha. Lovely bum. I'll show you a photograph sometime. She was
No
walking
comment.
across. She was walking across the campsite, and I thought, hello, a bum like that needs to be photographed. Actually, it was she was with the chap, and I thought, oh, there's a nice photograph. See them walking off together. But I'll put that photo up one day. Oh, and I'll put a photograph of Lippy up as well. There's one of Lippy and I. In fact, talk to the crowd. I wonder where I've put it. Oh, I can't find it tonight. But I will find it and show it to you. It's what is happening now, Avatar, is as what I call the old guard from the days of the early Green Arrow. They've discovered that I've resurrected, if you like, the Green Arrows. And by one now, they're starting to find their way back, if you like, to the core. And Lippy is another one. That's about 7 or 8 now we've got back. But our mediocre moderator has been with me all the time since 2006. Yeah, it's your turn now, Abatha, to take over and give us old uns a rest.
Well, I'll try. I know some people would rather stick me in the front end of the cannon, but I'll try. I'll try my best to fight for you guys more than anything, and I'm sure some of the younger lads will also help out. Some of the fitter lads as well, more importantly. And let's just hope to God I don't get injured, because I pray for the poor bastards underneath me that have to carry me back to the hospital.
Well, I said this morning when we were chatting, Abatha, that you're a shield wall all on your own, and when it kicks off, I'm going to be stood right behind you. Oh, yeah. And we'll push Ribeye to the front, yeah. Ribeye. Well, everyone goes to the front except us. You'll be behind the front line, and I'll be behind you, typing away, giving an on-match report. Yeah, we'll do that.
Or we just need a shield. Quick, somebody hold him while I put 3 straps on the back of Matty.
Oh, yeah.
Charge forward.
Oh dear. Someone said got a problem. They think I've got a speech impediment, and really it's the rum. Actually, I've had very little rum today. Not enough.
Yes, the rum. Dear. So, I guess to briefly bring back onto the Danny Tomo video, the way I see it is nobody owes Danny Tomo anything. Not you, not me, not the watchers, not my subscribers, your subscribers, etc., etc. And if anything, I would say the same thing about nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes you anything. In the end, we are all trying to fight the same fight. If Danny Tomo wants to go ahead and alienate people, the polar opposite, How to Make Friends, or whatever that book is called, and it said How to Make Enemies. I mean, he's going to have so many enemies. He's going to be just as despised as Starmer. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but my point is that Tomo, I mean, already Tommy Robinson's little crew is kind of crumbling at this point. They're not getting the momentum as they used to, as more and more people are starting to figure out that there's more to these guys than just we want to support the kingdom or unite the cringedom or whatever. We're starting to see there is a grift going on. That, from what I understand, they have been taking the money that was supposed to be for Peter Lynch, God rest his soul. And there's a number of other things that have been going on with Team Tommy that obviously they would rather keep hush-hush, and more people are finding out about it. And they're like, well, hang on a minute. Tommy was supposed to be like a hero and what have you. And maybe he will be for bringing the grooming gangs to light. But a lot of people's, what's the word? A lot of people's basically perception of Tommy Robinson has significantly gone down, my own included, because he is just proving to everyone that he doesn't see us as people who will go out of their way to fight for the country and he's alongside us. He sees us as a means to an end. And that end, I think we all know about, is money and Israel.
Yeah, but I don't think, do you think Tommy gives a shit about Danny Tomo, really? I don't think they give a shit about any of each other. I think we got a saying in Wales, they're all shitting on the same sixpence, yeah? And that's what they're doing. They're all grifters together. I don't think Tommy gives a damn about Tomo. And Tomo doesn't give a damn really about Tommy other than being the front man to grifting money. That's my opinion. What do you think, Abatha?
Could be right on that. I think because they used to be together with one another, and then things obviously happened between Danny Tomo and Mr. Robinson, and then they've kind of gone their separate ways. Or maybe it was planned so that effectively they could cover more areas, because as they always say, a wider net catches more fish and has a higher chance of catching me. Anyway, a wider net will catch more fish at the end of the day, and they are looking to spread that.
Yeah, I think so. Just checking the comments here, Abatha, having a quick look to see if there's anything there. The bricklayer, Bluebell, is that the bricklayer? I don't know. Sorry, Abatha, like I said, right. Oh, yeah, we do indeed. Yeah. Why aren't the right united?
That's
well, the right are united.
There are people in Restore Britain who are united with one another. But I think, unfortunately, the people who are part of this Unite the Cringedom movement, such as Richard Inman, Paul Thorpe, have been dividing us. They have been begging for money. They have been slagging off Rupert Lowe, slagging off us, saying the racists have made their own party. And that ultimately has caused this massive rift in the middle of the right wing, where it's the people on Tommy's side, the people on Paul Thorpe's side, the people on Inman's side, and they've kind of alienated us, the way I look at it. They could have easily just put this on the back burner, wait until 2029, get Rupert Lowe in power, and then we can worry about ripping each other's throats out, metaphorically speaking, of course, at a later date. But they didn't do that. They decided to go on the attack now. They've decided to slag off people now. And as a result of it, that's what's led to this whole division.
Yes, I agree with you. Somebody liked your comment there, Unite the Cringedom, was it? A nice play on words. Yeah, but the real writer definitely, Galloway Raider, Unite the Cringedom, nice play on words. They like that. You've coined a new phrase, Unite the Cringedom. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I'm afraid, ironically, that was Simon Tomlin's slide, so I haven't coined anything.
damn, I've got to praise Simon Tomlin, have I? Oh dear.
No,
Actually,
you don't
I've
have
got
to if
nothing.
you don't want to.
No, I've got nothing
Like,
against Simon. I'm really hoping, Abatha, that Simon and I can have a chat one day and resolve our differences. He could be an
yeah.
asset.
I
There's
do
someone
hope that
sits.
what was said about you was just banter, quite frankly, but it's just he doesn't exactly exude this aura of banter. He's a very
No.
serious, very determined man, and I will say this as a bit of critique, and I won't be surprised if he starts slagging me off for my size and what have you, but he does seem to exude this aura of hatred about him. Like he hates everyone and everything.
Yeah.
It's that slogan that I keep thinking of. I don't have favorites. I hate you all equally. That's kind
Yeah.
of what emanates from Simon Thompson. I hope I'm wrong on this, and I would love to be proven wrong on this, but unfortunately, say what you will about his content on Tommy Robertson and Paul Thorpe and Danny Tomo
Yeah.
and Richard Inman. They're all good, but the problem is he does seem to rip apart everyone, not just
Yeah.
our enemies, as it
Well,
were.
well, he never really ripped into me. He just made a remark about my age and stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah,
he's correct in some ways. It doesn't. What he said doesn't upset me at all. You know, I've only got one question for him. If not Rupert Lowe. Ooh, that's all question I want to know, Abatha. The only
yeah.
one.
I
Going
think
back to that Tomo video, I'm thinking about it. When I watched it, I thought, even after what you said, I thought, well, even if I was going, having listened to you, I wouldn't bother now. I really wouldn't.
that's precisely well, it's almost precisely what I was thinking as well. I mean, I already made my stance pretty clear after I went to the last Unite the Cringedom protest that I wasn't going again because I got as far as walking across the bridge. I was tired. My feet were killing me. I had wasted 170 fucking quid to come down, and I realized, well, what's it going to accomplish at the end of the day? It's just going to be more of the same kumbaya chanting, sweet Caroline nonsense. And what does it accomplish at the end of the day? Nothing. That's the.
I wonder how much it cost the Patriots who travelled there. It must have been hundreds of thousands of pounds, maybe millions, for all those people to get there. For me to get up to London, that would have cost me a couple of £100 return to get to London to go.
Well, for me, I could have actually bought it cheaper, I confess, but I didn't know it at the time because I don't travel by train very much. But apparently I could have gotten the off-peak hours ticket because it was a Saturday. Could have got it for like 125 or something rather than 170. But it still doesn't change the fact that you're paying 125 quid at best for a return trip to London to sit around and sing songs and I guess speak to people and what have you, which probably would have been the best part of it. But other than that, you're getting next to nothing out of it. Tommy's not going to invite somebody who's already been on the stage on. He's not going to invite a lot of people that are trying to be upcoming content creators or political commentators or what have you. He's just going to have his same circle of people on more than anything, and that's not going to accomplish anything.
No, I don't think. No, you're absolutely right. And that money could have been better off, I don't know, given to local charities or the political party. No, I won't be going. And nearer to the date, I'll do a real video on why I think people shouldn't go. At the end of the day, you always say it. It's the people's choice. They decide. You can give your opinion, and then people must make up their own minds regards their opinions. Yeah.
To be honest, I shouldn't have gone to the last one, quite frankly, because of my dire financial situation. But as I said, I'm not going to sit here and put out the begging bowl and say, please, sir, spare some change. because that's obviously not how I operate here. Look, I've always said it. I'll say it here again. I will keep doing my content whether I've got £1,000 in the bank, a penny in the bank, or £1 million in the bank. I don't need people to donate just for the privilege to watch my content, because that's not for me to decide. Now, I know that Vindicator's got like a few live streams, and he has like a badge and what have you when people pay memberships and what have you. That's perfectly his choice. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect that, to be honest, because that's not my place. If he wants to do it, his choice. The way I see it is that money that I put towards this Unite the Cringedom event to go down there, I could have easily used that to, I don't know, I could have bought 2 weeks shopping, 4 weeks shopping even, with that 170 fucking quid that I have now hit up the wall, as it were. And I am not joking when I say 4 weeks. It would last 4 weeks, not 4 seconds. Shut it.
Yeah.
but
Avatar, Mel wants to know, she thinks you'd become a good Restore MP. Do you have any political ambitions?
I originally had some ambitions when I was part of UKIP, but UKIP have... They're kind of dying at this point of this, I would say, because they've got no political traction. And in fact, I think the problem with UKIP was that name was poisoned by Farage, effectively.
Agreed.
When he started kicking out Stephen Wolf, what's his bloody name? Jared Batten, or Battenberg, or whatever you want to call him. Just to name a couple of people. And he alienated quite a lot of people whilst he was in UKIP. And now he's alienating people in the Reformians. So make of that what you will. But he has done the damage to UKIP. He has made it so that if there was a structure there, he's taken out half the bloody foundations. And he's made the building untenable at this point. So Nick Tanconi, great guy. Believe in what he says. He's not going to make it. That's the cold bitter truth.
The one good thing about UKIP is, though, the UKIP members, they are used to street activities, aren't they? They are used to being on the streets. Oh, yes. And the same with Britain First. If you like, they're activists, and Britain First activists could be the, I don't know, our shock troops. I'm going to put a link up now because we may be able to get a couple of ladies in. Shall we give it a go, Abatha? See if the ladies will join us. Yeah.
The way you say it, it's just kind of like, oh God, here we go. I'm in trouble now. I should be saying that with Dino Bane, not the ladies.
Well, you never know with ladies. One at a time, they find 2, they start to become difficult. 3, you're in trouble. But I don't have to tell you that. A real bon voyeur, a man of the world like you. God, making mistakes.
Man
here.
Built like a world. I don't know about man of the world.
Yeah. The old ones are the best ones. Now, let's not go down there. Let's get these girls in. This is very complicated for me. Invite a guest, copy that, copy and paste. And we'll drop it in here. Now.
I don't see the link.
No, it's...
Oh, there it
is it up now? There it is now.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were going to have the same problem Vindicator had, because he had trouble with his live stream, because whenever he put his link in StreamYards or what have you, it wasn't showing up on YouTube. They've become a lot more hostile to that, so you have to go into YouTube directly to post it, which is a bit annoying.
I've got a warning that having trouble. Check my internet connection. Oh, wife's probably watching.
Oh, get off that AOL dial-up, young man.
We'll be okay when we have our Starlink come. Well, is there a link there? Can you see the link?
I can definitely see it on my PC. It's definitely in the chat.
All right. Let's see what happens. I'll try to get.
I don't know why I've got.
Okay, then, ladies, up to the mic. If we don't get because I had planned to end the stream at 11 o'clock, which means we've had the stream going for 2 hours. And obviously, Well, I haven't got a life really, Abatha. I'm a bit like you. Who am I kidding? I, I,
Uh,
I've got no
mm,
life. But ladies, come on. If you ladies come up, we'll keep going until you leave. So we need some ladies up here. Lady
I know
Gigi,
Lily
Lily.
had to go to bed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I wish I could stay up tonight, but it's my mum's 65th tomorrow, so got to be organised. Lol, love you to all next time. I don't have to
All
be up
right.
early. Sending you all, yeah, sending you love to all
Okay.
tonight.
Okay. Night, Lily. And I've got a funeral, haven't I? 10 o'clock.
Mm.
All right then.
And to be fair, I suppose I better get myself to bed nice and early so I can actually have some semblance of a chance to get a good night's sleep so I'm ready for work and then cry my eyes out at my desk and sit there like, what have I done with my life?
I've been doing that for 77 years. What have I done with my life? Where did I wrong? What's that poem? Two paths cross, the crossroads or something? Two paths in the forest? Right, enough of that then. Okay, I'll put a little bit of the music on, and then when it reaches the outro, we've got a playlist. Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much. Abatha, I really hope we'll see you sometime tomorrow. What time do you finish work tomorrow?
I usually finish around, well, technically it's 4 o'clock, but they give me an extra 10 minutes to leave, so 3:50, just because I sometimes have a very unreliable bus service that decides it wants to turn up 10 fucking minutes early and then leave me sitting there for half an hour. Pricks.
All right. Well, so if I say that if I go live about, say, I don't know, 1800, 6 p.m., 7 o'clock, you might call in and see us?
Yeah, generally speaking. I will mention I live stream on Twitch on a Thursday and a Friday and a Sunday. But the Thursday and Friday, more importantly, is around the afternoon and evening times. So I won't be available those times. And I won't be available in morning and afternoon for Sunday. But I will be available in the evening on Sunday.
I tell you what, just drop in whenever you like. Yeah. When it comes up, if we see you, I'll invite you in. How's that? Is that easier? Yeah, it is.
Can't say fairer than that.
I'll have to. I'm not on Twitch. My brother's on Twitch. I should go over and have a look sometime. But we haven't got time, have we? Well, I
No,
haven't.
we don't. I mean, if anybody wants to see me on Twitch, it's exactly the same name here. It is Avatar_X on Twitch. But I will say this. If anybody does come over to my Twitch, I do have a very strict rule of no politics on Twitch because I like to keep it separate between the two platforms. So if people want to see me gaming, Twitch. If people want my politics, YouTube.
Absolutely. Good advice. Good advice.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I probably will be posting a video tomorrow about the whole Danny Tomo video myself, because I do think that needs to be addressed.
Oh, brilliant. Any idea what time I can go look for it?
It'll probably be up during the evening hours because I won't have a chance to upload it in the morning and what have you. Data is a bit of a sod on this, so I have got to be considerate on that. I'll record it as I'm coming home, but I will upload it when I get home around anything from 4:30 to 5:15. So it'll be up, hopefully, touch wood, by 6.
I look forward to it. I look forward to it. Okay, then, Abatha, good night. Thank you very much.
And good night to you too.
And God bless, and have a pleasant day at work.
I'll try to.
You're a good man. Okay, that was Abatha. And right, I'm just going to put a song on for a second, guys. What an interesting man.
dust settles down on the highway and the neon starts fading to blue. I've looked for a home in the shadows in every town I've passed through. But there's a light in the window calling, like a bell ringing steady and free. I finally found where I'm grounded. Yeah, the green arrow's calling to me. Oh, the green arrow points me back home, where the handshakes are honest and you're never alone. From the rise of the sun till the stars hit the ground, it's the sweetest refrain that my poor heart has found. In a world full of lonesome, I'm finally me, 'cause the green arrow's where I should be. They say that the road is a master that leads you to nowhere at all. But I built me a bridge over trouble, and I finally stepped over the wall. You can keep all your gold and your silver and your ships out on the deep rolling sea. I'll take the peace and the promise, follow the green arrow home just for me. Oh, the green arrow points me back home, where the handshakes are honest and you're never alone. From the rise of the sun till the stars hit the ground, it's the sweetest refrain that my poor heart has found. In a world full of lonesome, I'm finally me, 'cause the green arrow's where I should be. You know, sometimes you wander so far, you forget what it's like to belong. But then you see that sign, and you realize you're home. Where the spirit is free, the green arrow, that's the path for me. on a 12-hour shift, pulling another soul out of the drift. I've walked the alleys where the shadows grow tall, answering the radio, answering the call. No glory in the paperwork, no silver in the hand, just a tired lawman making a stand.
But up on the 5th floor, the air is real still, where they trade our safety for a political bill. They've never tasted the copper, the street side rain, but they're signing the checks and then numbing the pain.
They wear the star, but they've forgotten the oath, feeding their pride while we're cutting the growth. All the boots on the pavement are holding the line in the rain and the wreckage. We're doing just fine,
But the suits in the summit behind the closed door,
they're rotten. Yeah, they're rotten to the core.
The shield is steady, but the gavel is bent. The heart of the worker is nearly spare. Yeah, it's rotten, rotten to the core.
We're the ones bleeding in the neon light while they're shaking hands at the gala tonight.
They use our courage to buy them a vote, then leave us treading water in a sinking boat.
Who's on the corner?
We are.
Who's facing the fire?
We are.
Who's selling the truth?
They are.
Who's the high-class liar?
They are.
The precinct is honest. The penthouse is cold. The soul of the city is being sold. On the pavement are holding the line in the rain and the wreckage. We're doing just fine, but the suits in the summit behind the closed door, they're rotten. Yeah, they're rotten to the core.
The shield is steady, but the gavel is bent. The heart of the worker is nearly spent.
Yeah, it's rotten, rotten to the core.
You can keep your title
and your hollow praise.
Oh, we're the ones living through the desperate days.
Rotten to the core.
Just rotten to the core. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or the wolf is coming for you. The clocks were stopped in midnight for a decade and a day. The ink was dry on laws that kept the color stripped away. We walked in heavy silence, shadows painted on the wall, building monuments to giants just to feel ourselves so small. Frost is finally cracking on the window of the soul. Can you hear the low vibration? It's a tectonic shift, a new foundation. The air is getting thin for the kings on the hill. The people are waking, the fever is breaking. The chains we didn't see are the ones we're finally shaking. From the valley to the spot. sleep is over. The silence is taking flight. The people are waking into the light. They sold us a narrative. This is how it's been. Wrap the borders around our dreams and tuck the spirit in. But a nation isn't stone and a nation isn't steel. It's the breath inside the lungs and the weight of broken heel. And we're breathing deeper now than we ever did before. Can you hear the low vibration? It's a tectonic shift, a new foundation. The air is getting thin for the kings on the hill. The people are waking, the fever is breaking. The chains we didn't see are the ones we're finally shaking. From the valley to the spire, there's a flicker and a fire. The long sleep is over. The silence is taking flight. The people are waking into the light. It's not a riot, it's a sunrise. It's not a whisper, it's a roar. We've been standing at the threshold, but we're walking through the door. Walking through the door. People are waking, the fever is breaking. The chains we didn't see are the ones we're finally shaking. From the valley to the spire, there's
Love
a
it.
flicker and a fire. The long sleep is over. The silence is taking flight. People are waking into the light. People are waking into the light. The eyes are open now. The eyes are open now. We're wide awake. Wide awake. Wide awake.
Oh, wow, pretty good stuff. I'm starting to flag. You know, if I could have another rum, I'd be okay. But Ribeye won't let me drink. He says I'm not to drink on the job. That's like trying to expect a car to go without petrol, isn't it? Cruel, heartless swine that he is. Let's have a look at this, shall we?
Monday. Jeff Taylor woke up to the sound of his alarm groaning, which seemed
I
fitting.
love this.
He himself was groaning.
Hello there.
His hair was a chaotic swirl of grey on the sides, leaving the top suspiciously bare, like a tiny, reluctant stage. His mustache, however, stood perfectly in line, sternly disciplined, silently judging the rest of him. He yawned. The first challenge, dressing for his first YouTube video of the day. He shuffled through a wardrobe made for bigger people. Pinstripe suit, check. Oversized paperclip, check. Socks that actually matched, a small miracle. He tugged at his sleeves, straightened his collar and, in a moment of vanity or despair, examined himself from head to toe. "You're presentable," he said aloud, mostly to himself. Pausing, he added, "ish." His tiny frame in the huge chair looked almost comically heroic, like a man trying to occupy a space far larger than himself. Today was for marches, for crowds, for flags snapping in the wind, and for shouting into the void. The streets were alive. Union Jacks waved, megaphones barked, chants rose and fell like unpredictable waves. Jeff planted himself among them, elbow high to most knees, trying to wedge a voice into the roar. "Excuse me, hello, just a quick word." A boot nearly crushed him. He leapt sideways with surprising agility, adjusted his paperclip and tried again. "My name is Jeff Taylor," he shouted, reddening as the familiar indignation took hold. "I've got no hair. Well, not on top. Please don't just walk past. Listen, just hear me." The crowd roared on, oblivious. His tiny feet stomped. His fists gestured wildly. He was invisible, a storm in a thimble. He ducked under waving flags, sidestepped trampling boots, flinched around elbows. Every attempt to speak was swallowed by the surrounding chaos. He was a proper fury, confined to a very small body. He muttered to no one in particular. There was another reason he kept at it, a quiet, driving challenge that fueled all his red-faced shouting. Tommy Robinson. Seeing the man, hearing the name, imagining being noticed, even briefly by him, that was a dream, a goal. The impossible little spark that made all the nearly trampling, the chaos, the shouting worth it.
Hello there.
Hours later, he finally trudged home. No noise, no boots, no near-extinction events every half second. Just a chair, a quiet room, and a cup of cocoa he held like a fragile trophy. The steam curled upward, warm and comforting, carrying with it the faint scent of triumph that nobody else would ever smell. He flicked on a live stream he had bookmarked, the one he watched every night. Familiar voice, familiar cadence. And then, his name, clear, unprompted. He froze, rewound, played it again. There it was, undeniable. A small, slow smile curled his lips. For a brief moment, he wasn't invisible. The world had noticed his efforts, his chaos, his tiny fury, all validated. And even if Tommy Robinson had no idea, even if the recognition was fleeting, it had felt close enough. He leaned back in his chair, cocoa in hand, and felt something he rarely allowed himself. Chuffed. Properly chuffed. The little man had won today in the only way that mattered.
Hello
he had
there.
been heard. "Hello there," he whispered softly to himself, not demanding, not asking, just said.
Well,
He had a great
there.
night's sleep that night, dreaming of the day he had just lived. Every march, every shout,
Hello
every
there.
near miss, every red-faced indignation replayed like a tiny parade in his dreams.
Hello there.
He slept like someone who had finally been noticed, tiny, triumphant, and utterly satisfied. Good night, children. And remember, if you're not nice to people, and you tell fibs to the world, one day Focus on Britain might just make a video about you. Bye for now.
Woke up, felt too real. Told me on the telly, making big deal smiling, saying that would be nice. Then it's back to resume to his same old life. Staring lines, like and subscribe. Gets it right this time under his task. Don't forget Jeff. Got it all planned, but it feels off track. Half a dream that he can't get back. Paperclip getting heavy. Personality, I sure lie. Hello there, my name is Jeff. And I've got thinning hair, would you like and subscribe? Or send me some cash, cause my name is Jeff Taylor and I have got a tash. Hello there, streets loud. Million people in a waving crowd. Faces change, you don't recognize. Under his eyes, angry, no one cares. Too small, drowned out by the louder voices. Cars, I am here, don't land right. Disappears. Hello there, my name is Jeff. And I've got thinning hair, would you like and subscribe? Or send me some cash, my name is Jeff Taylor and I have got a tash. Hello there, scrolling through his phone, looking for proof he was not alone. Swear I was there, small like an elf, late screen on bright, finds a live stream later that night. Saw me, saying it with a grin, leans in, spotting him in, thinks he hears something close to his name. Sounds the same, smiling now. Somehow he's small, but it don't feel that way. For a little moment at the end of the day, watches it once, then once again, like he is proving where he has been. Hello there, my name is Jeff. And I've got thinning hair, would you like and subscribe? Or send me some cash, cause my name is Jeff Taylor and I have got a tash. Hello there, lays down quiet. Thinking back on it all that way, still not seen, but he don't mind, small as a mouse. Hello there, I am Jeff Taylor, advance is finished. So be diminished, that is that.
I didn't get my share of the shekels last time, Richard.
No, I know. I must have kept them for myself. Yes.
Yeah.
Bloody
Typical
hell.
Zionist.
Quickly, guys, anybody like to come up to the microphone? Have anything to say? Oh, what's going on in their world? Oh, what's this? All right. Bluebell. Oh, yes, Bluebell, our new mod. Yeah. By all accounts, Bluebell's a lovely young lady. I wouldn't know. But I'm sure she is. What have we got? Zach Rushton, hello, Zach's coming. Oh, Blueprint. Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Anybody like to come up to the microphone? We've had a good few people today. We'd had Amatha. He's gone. I was closing at 11 and now Ribey's decided that we'll close at 12. I keep saying he's not the boss of me, but he is. He is. Ah, all good ladies here. I love Lady JNI. She's an Ulster girl. They're the best in the world. I know I shouldn't say that. And of course, we all love you, Bluebell. All of us. You're my favorite little sister. Jack Daniels works, yeah. Let's go back then until, if anybody would like to come up to the microphone, though, it would be really fabulous. It really would. You should get used to speaking on the mic, and you should do it when you're with friends. No need to feel self-conscious. There's nothing to it. Here we go. Oh, now what is this one? Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Static in the air, a heavy silent roar. We're standing in the shadows, waiting for the fall.
I've got my reasons, you've got your pride. A million miles of distance with nowhere left to hide.
The words we never say are the loudest ones of all.
Just watching as the bridges crumble and they fall.
The tension's pulling tighter, a wire about to snap. We're caught inside the rhythm of a long-forgotten trap. One step forward, then we're reeling back again, searching for a signal through the pouring rain. And we're coming together like two storms in the night, blinded by the darkness, reaching for the light. But the gears are grinding and the pieces don't fit. We're burning down the house, staying in your coming together just to break apart. Two different worlds with a heavy heart.
You're looking through a lens that I can't even see, and I'm becoming someone that I never thought I'd be.
Every conversation is a battlefield of sound. We're digging up the trenches in this hollow ground.
The space between us grows with every breath we take.
How much more of this pressure can a spirit break?
Is there a middle ground, or just the echoes of the sound of us crashing, clashing, falling down?
Hello there.
Orbit stars in a too angry to fly. Yeah, we're coming together like two storms in the night, blinded by the darkness, reaching for the light. But the gears are grinding, and the pieces don't fit. We're burning down the house just to stay in it. Yeah, we're coming together just to break apart. Two different worlds with a heavy heart. Coming together just to pull away two sides of the coin in a shade of static in the air. Static in the air, heavy, silent wall. Standing in the shadows, waiting for the fall. I got my reasons, you got your pride. A million miles of distance.
Hello. Oh, damn. I've got no audio, Jay.
No, you have. I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? Can you see me
Yeah.
all right? Is everyone okay?
Yep. Perfect. Hello
Good.
there. You've
Hello.
got to say hello there
Oh,
now, like
what,
Jeff
like
Taylor.
Like Jeff Taylor. Okay, I'll give it my best go. Hello there.
Hello there. Yeah. You
He's
should
got
make
that really
dolls with
monotone
a
voice, hasn't he?
full. Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, my friend. How are things?
Yeah, well, good, thank you. Yeah. How about yourself?
We finally get to meet. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of rums, and when I speak to you, I'd really like to speak to you more seriously. I
Oh, that's all
respect
right.
what you're doing. Well,
Oh,
I might as
cheers.
well
Yeah.
ask. I read some of the things you say, and I was wondering about your faith. When did you discover it?
It was
If you,
probably a couple of years ago, I think.
yeah, if you prefer not to talk about it tonight, and wait until a night when I haven't had a drink, we could do it then if you would prefer that.
Well, I think we'd probably better talk about it now, really, because I don't know when I'll be able to come on again.
All right, okay, I
I've been trying to
understand.
sort of work things around, and it's just I'm so busy all the time. So I wanted to get on sooner, but I've just been too busy.
Yeah.
Everything keeps getting in the way. Life keeps getting in the way of stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's got
we
an
can talk
habit
now
of
if you
doing
want.
that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, then tell us a bit about yourself first, if you don't mind, then, Patriot.
What do you want to know?
Oh,
Just
well,
a
what
30-year-old
part of the
millennial.
a millennial? I was just wondering
Yeah.
what part of the world you're from, where you live, the general, without being too specific, Blueprint.
Yeah. Without being too specific, I'm in the Midlands area, so not too far from Vindicator, really.
Oh, really? Have you
Yeah.
met Vindicator?
No, I've never
No.
been to any of like the protests or so. But
Well, he's going off to one. Listen, before I ask you about your faith. Tell me about your feelings on Restore Britain. How did you come to Restore Britain? Did you travel the same path as the rest of us via Advance UK and then decide to jump? Or was it straight into Restore?
Well, I sort of I didn't vote in the last election, so obviously I didn't vote for Labour. I didn't vote for Tory. That was the only candidates that I could have voted for in my area. So yeah, I just didn't vote, which I know it's not a great thing to do. But when you've got no one that you sort of want to vote for, you're stuffed, aren't you? Really. So yeah, I didn't vote in that election, and then obviously reform came about. It seemed all right to begin with, especially while Rupert Lowe was there and part of it, because it felt like they were actually going to do the things they were saying that they were going to do. Oh, I'm just reading through the chat. There's all these people shouting me out. So yeah, it quickly became apparent to me that reform weren't going to be the answer. And after that, it was sort of like, well, what do we do now then? Because there was no other options really. I know obviously Ben made Advance UK, didn't he? And Rupert, there was sort of the hopes that he was going to join him, but it never came about, did it? It just went on and on and on, and nothing ever happened. So it sort of became clear really that, you know, the only one that was possibly going to do the things that he said that he was going to do was Rupert Lowe. But you know, there was nothing. There was nothing because he'd not even made Restore Britain at this point. So I was just politically homeless, basically, to put it in the most sort of simplest form. And then obviously he made Restore Britain as like a think tank, like movement type thing, which, you know, I started to get more on board with it. And then it just made me want him to make it into a party, especially like seeing who was connected to it and that, you know, like Connor Tomlinson and Charlie Downs and all the rest of them.
Right. What about thinking about it? What made you decide to start up a YouTube channel?
I don't. Well, I've sort of been talking about politics and stuff with like friends and family and that, and it just started like taking over my life a little bit of watching the news every day, being involved with stuff, and then I'd say around like Christmas time last year, I got really burnt out with it all, and I just completely switched off from everything, like all social media and that. And then after Christmas, maybe it was because of like the little break and stuff that helped. But then we started getting all like the Epstein files stuff that came out as well.
Right.
And I don't know, I can't really explain it, to be honest. It just sort of motivated me to like want to talk about stuff, but I just didn't have any sort of means to do it. So, you know, I think I saw one of your videos out of the blue, just out of nowhere. And then I commented on it and said, I'm going to start up my own channel. And I think you replied to it saying, I'll help you grow or something. So that's sort of, you're basically the whole reason that I'm here, that I'm doing it. So yeah, massive credit to you.
Well, I'm being selfish, really, Blueprint. I'm getting on, and the country needs young blood like you to take over when we fall, you know.
Well,
so
well, that's it. Like, I didn't really see any people sort of my age or younger or anything talking about it. Like, I'm not on TikTok or anything like that, so maybe there's people on there that are saying more things on there. But yeah, in terms of on YouTube, there was nobody really that I saw that was really calling it out.
My granddaughter said that. By the way, if I go like that or you go like that, that means time out. You want to speak, yeah? So if you go like that, I know you, my granddaughter was saying that I've been trying to get her to come on and speak, you know. She did once for a short time, but she said, if we want to reach the young, we've got to become more vocal on TikTok. I don't know if we're doing anything on TikTok, and I'm not the right guy to.
Well, I've got this.
And I'm just having a look at another side of the screen. I've got this mediocre moderator called Ribeye. You'll see him. He likes to throw his weight around. He's got a little gang now. He's
a good mod. He's a good mod, Ribeye.
Oh, don't say that. He'll want me to pay him off. Yeah.
Come on, we need to give him some credit.
No. He'll want clothes next.
He'll want a pay rise, won't he, next? So he can buy some more steaks.
Talking of, don't expect to make much money in this game. I'm way out of pocket, or rather, my wife is way out of pocket.
No. Yeah. Well, it was funny because I mentioned it on one of my videos that I did today. I recorded it. I've not released it yet, but it was about obviously the whole sort of Unite the Grift thing going on. Because I saw Dino Bain had posted on Liam Tuff's X
Yeah.
It was quite a funny like meme that he put on there.
Yeah, they were having a right go, wasn't they?
Yeah,
I
it was really
enjoyed
funny.
that.
That was. So
Uh,
that's in like a bit of my video where I was like going through it all, just looking through it.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Um,
I'll try to spend more time, or time really does become tight, as you know, Blueprint.
yeah,
And I'll try to spend more time and get over to your channel more often. But there's so many I try to read every day. There's not just enough hours in the
no,
day.
there's not. No,
How is your channel doing?
it's all right at the minute. Yeah, it's chugging along nicely actually. Yeah, I'm on the PC now, so I can tell you exactly. So we're at 819 subs at the
Oh,
minute.
fantastic. Well,
So
what
yeah, it's
about
growing along nicely actually.
All right. What about watched hours? That's the big one.
Yeah, I'll just have a look now. I'll just go on the analytics.
That's the big one to cross.
Where is it? Is it in the overview or is it?
On the left there. Go up to your dashboard, then down over to the right, analytics.
Oh, analytics, yeah.
Oh, I'm always. Oh no, it's earn. It's under earn. It's under earn down the left hand side. You lose that later on when you get monetized.
I've had. It says 295 hours of watch time.
You need 1,000 before you can monetize.
Yeah,
you can
I think
ask.
you need 1,000 subs as well, don't you? I think.
No. You need. First of all, you need 500 hours, and you can have. I think it's cash donations and stuff like that. I never bothered. When you get to 1,000 hours watched, this is the key one. That is when you can monetize your videos, and then you can get a small revenue. We've received out. I'm completely transparent. We received the first payment we received was £169, but by then I'd had like 400 videos out. 400 videos it took. So you can imagine. So we're £169, and we'll get our second payout on the 25th of this month, and we're not sure what we're going to get, but it could be anything from 160 to £400, which is, you'll appreciate, is a lot of work for very little money.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not about the money, is it? Like this is
no,
what I was saying in my video when I included that Liam Tough stuff. Like, if people were to ever come onto my channel, I'm not saying they have, but if they were going to and start calling me a grifter, like my channel's not even monetized. I've got no form of revenue coming in on there at all, and I'm like not interested in it at all in the slightest. Like for me, it's just getting the message out there to like-minded people.
Absolutely. The first payout we had, I went and donated £250. We gave £100 to the party, some charities, Ireland, and we gave £50. I'm not going to say who we donated the money to. Ribeye knows who we do. We don't. There's no need for people to really know, other than it's been done to someone who deserved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. One of the things that interested me about you, Blueprint, was the fact that you're obviously you have faith. Yeah. Can you tell us about your faith? The way you see it? What brought you to it? Have you always had it, or is it recent?
Well, I was brought up into like a Christian household as a kid, but like my parents weren't really devout in any sense, so they didn't really like force it upon me as a kid. So it was kind of like it's there if you want to follow it, but if you don't, it's up to you. So I didn't really follow it as a child. Like I had like the sort of cultural Christianity, doing the sort of festivities of it and everything, and going to church and that. But yeah, I didn't really choose to follow it that sort of religiously. But I've always been sort of like pretty science based and trying to find out the facts about things. But there's obviously some things that science just can't answer in there in terms of like the universe and whatnot. So well, I never really considered like the concept of God or Jesus Christ being, the King of Kings or whatever, until like it was only a few years ago that I had like this sort of weird. It was like a thought really that just popped into my head of like I was looking in a mirror and I saw a face in the mirror and it was like it was screaming back to me like, "This is you." It was almost like a sort of premonition of like a past life that I'd lived or something. And I'd never seen that face before. I couldn't just like make it up because your mind doesn't work that way. You can only picture a face that you've seen before. But it was completely different to my face. But I just knew in my heart that it was me from like a previous life or something. I know it sounds crazy.
No.
When I got back home, because I was driving in the car when it happened, I got back home and I was telling the missus, and I didn't really like know how to sort of explain it without sounding like a complete loon. So yeah, I was trying to explain it to her, and then I just sort of like broke down a little bit, like emotionally, because it just felt like quite a powerful moment. And then over like the next few days, few weeks, there was more stuff that came through of like little bits about my life and stuff. There was like a certain age of like I think it was 82. And then there was this thing about this pocket watch that I could remember, and I could remember like the exact sort of specifications of it and everything, the color of the dial and all that really specific stuff. And then it stopped, and I wasn't like into the faith or anything then. I was just an atheist. I didn't believe in God at all. And then it just got me thinking. It was like a little seed that got planted. And then from there, I just sort of I went through a bit of a rough time with, my mum was quite ill at the time, just after the Christmas. This was like the October time. So just after Christmas, my mum was really ill. And obviously, you sort of just turn to the faith, don't you, naturally in those types of moments.
Yeah.
So I just thought like, my parents were following the faith, so maybe I should follow the faith. So I picked up a copy of the Bible, I picked up a rosary, which I still wear now. And I
Do
just
you
started
use it?
reading the Bible and praying.
Do you use your rosary?
Yeah, I use it every day. Yeah, I pray every day now. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, it's kind of like it feels like a bit of a roller coaster in terms of when you're sort of explaining what happened, the sort of chain of events. But literally, from that moment, I've never put the Bible down. I've read it multiple times now. And I've never ditched the rosary. I always keep it on me. I wear it, wherever I go when I go to work and everything.
So you're a Catholic, yeah? Are you a Catholic or an
I wouldn't say I'm a
Anglo-Catholic?
Catholic. No, I
An
wouldn't say I'm a Catholic.
Anglo-Catholic? You're not Church of England?
I don't know. I think I'm a bit more Orthodox, really, but I don't think I fit into any one of the categories, to be honest.
Right. No, I just it's the way the Church of England is today. I think it's driven so many people away from the church, if you like, and well, by driving them away from the church, they've driven them away from Christianity to a certain extent. Now, I would describe myself as an agnostic or an atheist, even. But when push comes to shove, I say a prayer. We all do, don't we? There's no atheists in the foxhole.
But do you think it's been like purposely sabotaged? The Church of England is kind of like a false institution anyway, in my opinion, because of the way it was set up. But like the Catholic Church feels like it has been deliberately sabotaged with like all this sort of, child abuse stuff that's gone on.
Well, I think so. I think one of the worst things to happen was, if you like, Henry VIII, with the breakaway from the Catholic faith and the creation of the Church of England.
Yeah, that's why I don't really follow the Church of England. I don't really believe in it because it's not really a legitimate institution anymore, is it? Because of how he set it up. It's kind of going against what the Bible says, which that's the whole reason my channel's called The Blueprint, because it's the Bible is literally the blueprint for how a human being should live their lives. If you truly believe that Jesus was like the best person to ever walk the earth, like completely without sin, then you should follow what he taught us to do.
Right. Well, even if let's assume for the sake of argument, I'm an atheist and I'm probably more agnostic.
Yeah.
I still believe in the teachings of Christianity. If you like, the 10 Commandments, the way we should treat each other, some of the lessons from the Bible, I think they are valid, real valid. I mean, I've read the Bible, I think, it was many, many years ago, so don't ask me to quote specific parts. I must have read it 4 times, because not because of faith or religion, but I found it a good read, if you like. I really enjoyed reading it. Well, and perhaps because as a child I went to Sunday school and they would read bits from it then. So I always knew it was an interesting, informative book. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, I think some of the stories like that are in there, I think some of them have got like, it's sort of like a metaphor for something else. And it's not until you've read it a few times that you can sort of like start to decode it a little bit. Like the whole like David and Goliath story is basically like, you know, how no matter how big and powerful evil seems to be, good will always beat it. There's all little messages in there like that, which, you know, obviously everyone interprets in different ways.
Yeah, but what about now? Now we have to get political, and I wouldn't be I wouldn't be true to myself if I didn't ask you. But what about now? I know quite a bit about Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. In fact, I've done a big video that nobody watched on the differences between, if you like, the 3 Abrahamic faiths, or whatever they call them. The split between Judaism and Christianity and the death of Christ. The Old Testament and the New Testament. Agreed? Yes, we got the Old Testament and we got the New Testament. The Jews stopped at the Old Testament. They still kind of go with it. We moved on. Christianity, I think, moved on in the New Testament. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. To me, like the Old Testament is just a bit of a mess, isn't it? Really, of like the law and the story and everything. And there's certain bits of it that have been taken out. Like, for example, the Book of Enoch was taken out.
Yes.
Which, if you read that, that's really interesting. That is not to be like dissuasive of the Catholic Church or anything, but there was a reason why they took it out, and it's because it asks more questions than it answers. So they took it out of the canon. But I mean, the New Testament, like, you can't read it and not just come to the natural conclusion that if you truly believe what's set out in it, then Christianity, or the religion that came after Christ, that literally his disciples, his followers, they set it up. They set up the first church. And that's what Christianity is. Yeah, it's like sort of become a bit misconstrued now because of like the Church of England and everything. But if you go back to like the basics of it, it's still there at the heart of Christianity. It just needs to sort of be awoken again.
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps first of all, I think it was interesting that you mentioned the Book of Enoch. Most people would never have heard of the Book of Enoch, but the disappointment, if you like, with the Church of England today is why I think we see in the rising, and they called it Anglo-Catholicism. It's people from the Church of England who are kind of practicing Catholicism rather than go into the churches today with the priestesses or whatever they call them with their multicolored robes on, you know, so I can understand why they are leaving it.
But there's quite you know, like with the EU, the way that the EU operates now, that has become like the new sort of center of religion, hasn't it? In terms of like people that are atheists.
Yes.
Like, our politicians are all atheists, aren't they? Pretty much, most of them. But they follow the doctrine of the EU, like it's the Catholic Church. It's like they've set up this new sort of pseudo religion, and you know, like net zero and all that sort of stuff it's all tied into it, isn't it? Where they sort of follow it, just like almost like zealots. I mean, look at Miliband. He's literally ruining the country for the name of net zero, and yet like we're all suffering for it.
But how do we get people? Sorry, Blueprint. I should have done that. How do we get people back Well, where can the people go, Blueprint? If they can't go into their churches because of the church has been infiltrated by, if you like, evil people, in my opinion, evil people. Where can they go? I know you can find God anywhere, but they do need a church. I think people need churches to go where they can meet like-minded people.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it's like, how do you make sure that they're meeting the sort of people that they need to be meeting, that are going to point them in the right direction and not just mislead them again? It's sort of the same story of what's going on with like the Patriot movement, isn't it? You've got this massive, like, Unite the Kingdom, you know, the Tommy Robinson Brigade that are controlling everything. It's like there's so many similarities of where this stuff goes. And they are literally like, you know, I said it in my video, which I'll release it tomorrow morning. I said it in there that, like, I don't have a problem with people that want to go to this march on, is it May the 16th, I think. I don't have a problem. If you feel like that is you helping your country and you sort of helping to get it back, that's fine. That's up to you. I'm not going to slate you for going. But, you know, I said, just don't give them any money. Please don't give them money. They don't need the money. They're just grifting off you. And this is what they're doing. They're manipulating, like, the honest patriots that just want the best for their country. They're manipulating them and they're leading them down the garden path, telling them all this stuff. When at the end of it, they don't really care what happens. I mean, look at Robinson. He's going pretty much going off to America soon, isn't he?
Well, I thought he was out there. He's come back, has he?
Yeah.
Oh,
it seems
mean
like
to
he's
move
just going to sort
permanent?
of. He's put sticks there, hasn't he? Or, you know, he's sort of laid down his roots there to just go. And that's why, you know, what's his name? Is it Danny Tomo?
Danny
in
Tomo,
that video that he did. He did that video where he was sort of calling people, what was it? Oh, you should be shamed for not going and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You know, who's he to decide that?
Well, I think Vindicator, Vindicator done that really, really well. So when you said, I'm awful sorry about this, Blueprint, I do tend to jump around a bit, especially after I've had a rum.
Sorry.
How long ago was it that you found your faith? When did these events take place?
It was probably about 2 years ago now, I think.
2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years ago.
And your wife, you told your wife, and is your wife, let's use the word Christian, yeah? Is your wife a Christian also? Or is she a Christian because you were a Christian?
No, she's not really a believer, I don't think. She's baptized and everything, but she's not. I don't think she's ever sort of felt the need to find God. So, but she remains open to it, and, you know, she's been more than supportive of, like, my sort of journey with it. So yeah, I can't really fault her, to be honest.
I got to ask you this question. It's a question I asked a born again Christian years ago. Well, he was hard work, not as easy as you to talk to, and so he was saying that if you don't find Jesus, you're going to go to hell. I said, all right. He said, so I said, how do you find Jesus? He explained, made sense. I said, what if I was born on a desert island? I never came in contact with another human being to tell me about Christ. What would happen to me? And he said, well, you would go to hell. I said, I would go to hell for not finding Jesus. And he said, yes. I said, but I'm on an island on my own with no chance of discovering Jesus or no one to point me. And he said, you would go to hell. Now, that's, to me, that's not quite right. You know, seems a bit strange to me.
Well,
I don't know.
There's like two different angles that you could come at it from. You could say, like, divine intervention would, like, God would send a messenger down to you on that island to make you believe that this is real, like Jesus Christ and everything. Or it would be like you live on the island, you die on the island, and then when you're dead and your spirit obviously goes up, that is when you then get judged. And if you were in a position where you're isolated and you could never have known about it, then surely, you know, Jesus Christ, you'd think, would judge you fairly and decide that you should be saved. But there's nothing that I'm aware of that I've read about where it's like if you simply don't believe, you're damned to all eternity. Like,
Oh,
the sort of the hellfire, the pits of hellfire are literally for like the worst of the worst.
but
Yeah,
yes,
it's like, because
if
it
there's a
literally says about if you during, especially during like the rapture, the people will be raised from the dead to then be judged.
yes,
So you could have lived your life as a complete non-believer, died a non-believer, never faced like any sort of salvation or whatever, which maybe is what happened if I came back. Maybe that's what happened to me. I never
Mhm.
faced any salvation. And then if we are truly like approaching the end times now, this is like the final chance that you've got to sort of get right and get to know Jesus. Because otherwise, yeah, you'll just be raised from the dead again and you won't have a chance next time.
Well, I envy you your faith. I used to have it when I was younger, but I lost it. But I envy people like you who do have faith, because for me, in my mind, when I go, to me, but I'm a logical kind of person, computers and stuff like that, logic dictates.
Yeah.
I go, so I think it must be nice to have faith and
It is
believe.
nice, yeah. It's also a bit of a burden because, like, you feel like, especially with, the YouTube stuff, it's like I'm putting out a lot of messages out there for guidance and everything and to try and help people. But then you sort of feel like the effects of that, slightly further on down the line. Because, when people come to you for guidance and you don't really know what to tell them, it does get difficult sometimes. Like one of my friends has been going through a lot of stuff recently, and they've just found the faith for themselves, which like I'm quite happy about. But obviously, it's been a tough time, and I've been sort of having to stay like at the rock, if you know what I mean, to sort of help them through it. And a lot of like their other friends just sort of turned their back on them. So yeah, it's difficult, but I wouldn't change it for anything really. I feel like this is my mission. This is why I'm here.
Right.
This is what I'm meant to do. So
I suppose you get asked it a lot. I mean, twice in my life, I've been in a situation where I've prayed for other people, 2 people in specifically, and of course, those prayers weren't answered, and people died who I cared about, young, and and you pray and you pray and you pray, and God's a busy guy. He didn't have time to answer my call, but it kind of knocks your faith.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I've experienced the same thing really, where sort of prayed for the best outcome to happen, and the worst thing that possible could have happened. But sort of the preachers that I listen to, they kind of teach the faith in a way where you have to embrace whatever outcome happens, and you can't see it as, oh, God's ignoring you because he's not answered your prayer. You have to see it as, well, this is God's test of your faith. He can't give you everything that you want all the time. So in the moments where you're not getting what you want, or your prayers aren't being answered, that is God testing your faith, so that maybe a couple of months time when you start praying again or whatever, you can then sort of go back to it in full-heartedness.
Yeah, but when I can look at the sun come up in the morning, that's a kind of resurrection, a new day. Birth of a new day. See the sun going down at night. I see birds, the bumblebees and that. There's so much diverse life on this earth, It must have been created for a purpose. It must have been. What do you think?
Yeah, I think, everything has its own intrinsic purpose, doesn't it, on the earth? We are like the only exception, really, aren't we? Like, why are we able to sit here and have these conversations and not just be tied to like the animal kingdom of like the rule of nature, where we just have to worry about food, or we have to worry about shelter or survival? Like, why are we the chosen sort of species to be able to ponder these questions. Because
Ah,
the problem I have with like evolution and stuff is, you know, look at like animals that we've domesticated. Why aren't they like able to progress through this chain of like consciousness? Because every living thing has a consciousness, doesn't it, to a certain extent? But it's just
yes.
like our consciousness is obviously elevated on like a higher level than like a dog, for example. But why are those dogs not able, like now that they're domesticated, they get fed by us, they get walked by us, they're protected, they're safe. They don't have to worry
Yes.
about any of the things that we don't have to worry about either. So why are they not able to elevate through the consciousness like levels, if there is such a thing? It's
Yeah.
like it's almost like it's intrinsically tied to human beings. I don't know if are you familiar with a guy called Bob Lazar?
No.
No,
In
you
all
don't. He's
honesty,
been on the Joe Rogan podcast. If you've watched any of those,
I've never watched Joe Rogan. I wouldn't even recognize Joe Rogan. I'm sorry. I know
so
his name,
like
obviously, but
yeah, like before I found like my faith, obviously I was going like all down all these rabbit holes about stuff. You know, there's like the alien civilization theory and all the rest of it that they
yes.
created humans. Is it the Anunnaki? I think they call, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and he had a guy on that was like this ex Area 51 CIA guy or something, that was basically like reverse engineering this alien tech that they'd found.
All right. Yes.
And I think they're called like the Watchers or something. These aliens, they're
Yes.
basically like they can't figure out what we are. They're just, I mean, there's loads of reports about like when they first showed up. Apparently, it was when the 2 bombs got dropped on Hiroshima and
Yeah.
Nagasaki.
Yeah. I have read
Like the
about them
atomic bombs.
actually.
Yeah, apparently that's when they like all showed up. These like Watcher beings or something.
Yes. What's I can't remember the other name for them, but
Is it
it'll come to me.
there's the Nephilim, which are
The
in the Bible.
Nephilim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're also called the Grigori as well.
Yeah.
In the Book of Enoch, they're called the Grigori, and it means watchers, the watchers.
That's right. The Book of Enoch.
So
I read it, but it was so many years ago.
You'll have to give it another read because it's quite strange,
Yeah.
but like interestingly strange. Because
Yeah.
literally the whole reason that I read it is because in the Bible, when it goes through the sort of genealogy of Adam, who's obviously the first man,
Yes.
the only person in there, well, no, sorry, there's 2, but the most notable person in there is Enoch, because for everyone else, it goes down
Yes.
through the processions of people, and it says this person, you know, was like the son of Adam or whatever, or the grandson of
Yeah.
Adam.
Begat.
All their days on the earth was like 800 and something years, 600 and something years for every single person. But with Enoch, it doesn't say that. It says Enoch was blah, blah, whatever age until he walked with the Lord.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that he died. It means that like he got taken somewhere. So yeah, that was the whole reason that I like chose to go and look into the Book of Enoch. And then obviously it talks about all these other things like, you know, the Grigori, the Watchers, the Nephilim and all that.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know how
big
it gets. You just
subject.
go down rabbit holes, don't you? And then you can't really stop.
I know. It's one of the best images I've got is me looking down a rabbit hole. Yeah. Once you go down, you probably never find your way out.
No,
But
you can't, can you? Just go down further with other rabbit holes, don't you? You get lost.
Well, I don't think you will get lost. Listen, Blueprint, I've got a funeral in the morning, sadly. Young woman.
Oh, right, yeah.
Life is cruel. Life is cruel.
Yeah.
Can we have this carry on this conversation at another time?
Yeah. When are you planning on streaming again?
I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Probably tomorrow evening. Oh yes, I'll be streaming tomorrow evening, definitely, from round about 7 p.m. onwards, and we can pick up this conversation from then. You've given me a lot. Oh,
probably be a bit later on, I think, after like done bedtime and whatnot.
Yeah, whatever time you like, we'll be here. And whenever the stream is open, just come up to the mic and talk. And by tomorrow, I'll have a chance to think. No more interesting questions, because this is a really interesting subject. I really want to know more about how you feel about things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we
What
didn't
is
even get
happening?
into talking about some of the news and stuff, did we? Like, I just saw a couple of hours ago in Hungary. Is it Viktor Orban?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't even
Yeah.
speak about that, did we?
Well, we spoke about it quite a few hours ago.
Oh, did you?
But
Oh,
you
right.
were, oh yeah, we're always pretty up to speed on what is happening. In fact, I'm having a
Yeah.
look now.
What do you think of
Actually,
this new guy? This is it Magyar or something?
yeah,
Magyar.
I just can't believe that the Hungarian people have done this, because Orban, he was given money to encourage the birth of Hungarians, so they didn't need immigrants into their country.
Yeah.
He kept control of the borders. He was doing so much for the country, kept them safe. And now they put someone in who was pro-European, and
Mm.
they said liberal values and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think they've made a mistake. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think. I mean, he was in for like 16 years, once he Orban, or something like that. He's been there a long time, hasn't he, in power? So
Oh,
you'd
yeah,
think that they'd just vote to keep him in, to especially after seeing what's going on to like every other European country apart from Poland,
yes,
with like the migrant invasions and stuff, or mass migration, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's weird. It's like this sort of liberalism, isn't it? This plague. It reminded me,
play.
the new guy, the new candidate guy. I was trying to sort of look into him a little bit and what his policies actually are, and it was really vague. There was nothing really like standout-ish to separate him from Orban. But he kind of reminds me of that. Is it Zoran Mamdani that was elected mayor of New York?
Yeah,
He's
another
like
one.
he's come in as like a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing, and people think that there's something about him, so they're just going to vote for him.
Oh,
But yeah, I just think it's probably going to be the death nail of Hungary. To be honest, I know it's
yeah.
quite bleak, but it just feels like
It's
they
like
are going to have to accept these migrants because they're getting fined. I think it's €1 million every single day that they don't take them in.
that's right. It's like Christianity is being tested, isn't it? Do you
Yeah, it's
think
being pushed
Christianity
back,
is
isn't it?
pushed back? I mean,
Yeah.
I said I was an atheist, but if I had my way, I'd be launching the Crusades again, and I wouldn't stop until I took Constantinople back. So
But this is the problem
I'm
now, isn't it?
church militant.
It's not like back then, is it, where they could launch a crusade on certain countries to like
Yeah,
clear them out. It's like every country now is pretty much
yeah,
infected, isn't
full
it?
of them.
Really? Yeah,
Wow.
you'd be launching crusades on yourselves, on your own people.
Yeah,
It's
we got one heck of a problem, haven't we? One
yeah,
heck of a problem.
yes. Maybe that's why the
Okay,
church won't do anything about it. Who knows?
what I do now then, Blueprint, you come in any time you like, and I mean any time.
Okay.
I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes now. I'm just going to play a couple of mellow tunes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finish my glass of rum and wind my brain down for the night.
Yeah.
So
No
it's been
worries.
fabulous talking to you. Have a virtual handshake. I'm
Yeah.
glad we finally got to talk. And keep your faith.
Yes, and you.
Keep,
Well,
I
hopefully you get
end.
there.
Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Well, you've
Yeah.
got a few more years to work on me yet, Blueprint. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try. I've started working on Gobster as well. So
The Peaky Blinder. Yeah,
yeah,
well, do me a
he
favor,
called
just say a prayer for the Green
he
Arrow.
calls me a spiritual advisor or something. I think
A
so.
spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all want to
Um,
find faith, really, don't we? We all
yeah.
want to find faith. Yeah.
The thing is,
Okay.
we'll talk about it next time, but it's always there. It's always there. It's literally
Yeah.
just a tiny fraction away from you. So yeah.
Okay. I take a hope from that. Good night,
Yeah.
Blueprint. Salute.
Good
You're a
night,
man.
Gio. Yeah. Salute.
Thank you
Thanks for
very
having me on.
much.
Thank you.
Oh,
Take
our
care.
pleasure. Well, that was nice. I thought that was an interesting chat. Been trying to talk with Blueprint for ages, real ages. Seemed a nice guy. What a pleasant chap. No more, we can't. Ribeye, can you explain to MF why we can't do it? Why we can't? About the warnings we've had? I know mostly I just can't do it, but Blueprint Night, yeah. Oh, that's good. I'm glad we sorted our differences out, Ribeye, with Jim's rants. I'm going to get a drink, guys. We'll play a couple of few bits of music now to start to wind down before
There's a crimson stain deep in the valley where the ghosts of the cavalry ride, and the stories are etched in the canyon of the ones who had nowhere to hide. My father, he bled for this acreage, and his father, he broke the first stone. Now I'm crossing the ridge in the twilight to claim what is rightfully owned. Oh, the blood is the life of the river, and the soil is the soul of the land. The legends are written in iron by a cold and a heavy-handed hand. I'm weary of trail dust and shadows, and the secrets the mountainsides keep. But the green arrows rooted in glory, where the bones of the pioneers sleep. They tell of a man out of legend who tamed the wild heart of the plain with nothing but grit in his spirit and a prayer for the coming of rain. That spirit still beats in the timber. It cries in the whippoorwill's call. It's the pull of the earth and the lineage that rises up over us all. Oh, the blood is the life of the river, and the soil is the soul of the land. The legends are written in iron by a cold and a heavy-handed hand. shadows and the secrets the mountain sides keep. But the green arrows rooted in glory, where the bones of the pioneers sleep. It's a thick, heavy tie to the hollows. It's a debt that you pay with your years to keep the old flame from the ashes and wash away history's tears. Tumbleweeds roll past my window, and the desert wind howls at the door. I've been riding this circuit since Memphis, and my spirit...
Come on, guys, everybody, let's go to a different pub. Let's go see what's happening over at WCP, is there? Give them a go.
The dust settles down on the highway, and the neon starts fading to blue. I've looked for a home in the shadows in every town I've passed through, but there's a light in the window a-calling, like a bell ringing steady and free. I finally found where I'm grounded. Yeah, WCP is the place to be. Oh, WCP is the place to be, where the handshakes are honest and the coffee is free. From the rise of the sun till the stars hit the ground, it's the sweetest refrain that my poor heart has found. In a world full of lonesome, I'm finally me, 'cause WCP is the place to be.
Good idea.
They say that the road is a master that leads you to nowhere at all, but I built me a bridge over trouble, and I finally stepped over the wall. You can keep all your gold and your silver and your ships out on the deep rolling sea. I'll take the peace and the promise of the folks down at WCP. Oh, WCP
Oh, I need to talk to someone. Who's that? Truthfinder 219. Did you do horse version? The couple I know, the lady will. Truthfinder, do me a favor, would you? Can you come up to the mic and speak to us, please? I'll paste a link in. Ah, there you go. There's a link. Truthfinder, can you come up to the mic, please? I had a message about you. Just come up to the mic and I'll explain. Don't need to see your face. Bear with me, guys. Just a second. Just waiting for Truthfinder 2019 to come to the mic. Yeah. You don't have to speak. Just come up to the mic. Just click on the link and I'll boot. If I'm not going to fetch you into the room, try Truthfinder. I've been told, I've had a call to say that you might not be who you say you are. So I've got to do this. Sorry. You have my word of honor that you click on the link, come into the room, and then I'll boot you straight out. Got to do it for security reasons. There you go. There's a link. Just click on it. You have my word of honor. You won't have to even say a word. You don't have to speak. What is truthy? Okay. Truth is reality. That applies to you also. Can you come up to the mic? Truth is reality. Truth is reality. Come up to the mic, please. Last call. Then you're blocked forever. You got one chance. If you're real, come up. I'm not going to show your faces. I don't expect you to talk. You. No, that's not good enough, is it? That's not good enough. I put the link in there again. Do that again. We're just doing a security check. Truth is reality. Ah, right. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have a think on this. Meanwhile, we carry on with the music. I saw what you sent. Okay. I remembered what you done last time. You're the same one. Oh, well. What can you do?
Where the handshakes are honest and the coffee is free. From the rise of the sun till the stars hit the ground, it's the sweetest refrain that my poor heart has found. In a world full of lonesome, I'm finally me. 'Cause WCP is the place to be. You know, sometimes you wander so far, you forget what it's like to belong. But then you walk through those doors and you realize you're home.
Yeah, I'm hanging my head where the spirit is free. WCP, that's the place for me.
Okay, guys, I think roundabout now we'll call it a night, shall we? Let's play our outro. Here we go. Oh, hang on, I have a bit more.
To the core, there's a dust on my boots and my saddle, and the canteen is running on dry. But I'm chasing a silhouette yonder, where the emerald cuts through the sky. Oh, I'm trading the spurs for the kitchen.
Seriously, Truth Finder now. Let's have a look what you said. Is that? I'm showing him some. I've no idea what he's going on about suddenly. It's strange he won't say he called him. I'm not obliged to say anything to you. You're not obliged to come to this room. Okay, so you've got two choices. You can either leave or you can stay. But I'm not a very patient man these days, so we let it go. But you've got a choice. It's yours.
And the stars for a roof overhead. I'm sick of the beans and the campfire, and the hard, lonely ground for a bed. I can see it just over the canyon, like a jewel in the dust and the snow. I'm coming back to the green arrow, the only sweet home that I know. The stagecoach don't stop here no longer, and the gold mines have all turned to rust. But there's a light in that valley of shadows that I'd follow through thunder and dust. It ain't about riches or glory, or the names in the ledger of old. It's the warmth of a stove in the winter, when the prairie turns bitter and cold.
Dan, that was a good response. A very good. Respect.
Just over the canyon, like a jewel in the dust and the snow. I'm coming back to the green arrow, the only sweet home that I know.
But I'm tired of being a hunter when my heart's half a lifetime away. Just a few more miles through the sagebrush. Just a few more miles to go. The green arrow, honey, I'm home.
We've had a fabulous night, guys. I'll be closing down in about 5 minutes. If you want to start saying goodnight to each other, I've got a funeral tomorrow, sorry. But we will be online tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock, round about there. No, who am I kidding? We'll be on live from about 6.
The tumbleweeds roll past my window, and the desert wind howls at the door. I've been riding this circuit since Memphis, and my spirit is bruised to the core. There's a dust on my boots and my saddle, and the canteen is running on dry. But I'm chasing a silhouette yonder, where the emerald cuts through the sky. Oh, I'm trading the spurs for the kitchen, and the stars for a roof overhead. I'm sick of the beans and the campfire, and the hard, lonely ground for a bed. I can see it just over the canyon, like a jewel in the dust and the snow. I'm coming back to the green arrow, the only sweet home that I know.
Well, thank y'all for coming, folks. We'll be right pleased to be seeing y'all again soon. Please don't forget to put your little pinkies on those like and subscribe buttons as you get your hats and coats on the way out. Y'all be having a safe trip home, and please, can somebody make sure GA gets home okay? I think he might have had a little too much rum. Goodbye.